you just don't belong. When you try to get it all right, but end up getting it all Do you ever get the feeling that you just don't belong? When you try to get it all right, but you end up getting it all wrong. You say it's the same shit, just a different year. Supposed to change and hit a different gear. You're better than your situation. So much better than your situation. Don't stop trying. Don't stop fighting. When the world takes you down, come back with a vengeance. This is a new day, nothing can stop this. You feel bad, pick yourself up off the floor. It's time to crawl out, time to go all out. This is the time to earn something more. Don't stop trying. Don't stop fighting. When the world takes you down, come back with a vengeance. Don't give up. Don't you quit. You can do this. Come back with a vengeance. Don't give up. Don't you quit. You can do this. Come back with a vengeance. Don't stop trying. Don't stop fighting. When the world takes you down, come back with a vengeance. Don't stop trying. Don't stop fighting. When the world takes you down, come back with a vengeance. Don't give up. Don't you quit. You can do this. Come back with a vengeance. Come back with a vengeance. Come back with a vengeance.
What is going on, guys? We are live. We are live as promised here on this Tuesday evening. Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna have a fun stream tonight. A little bit different. We are gonna get into some MyGM at some point, but really, the big topic of today is it's WrestleMania week, baby. WrestleMania 41. You guys have been asking for my predictions the last couple of streams, so I said, you know what? We're just gonna spend like half the stream today, and we're gonna go over the entire WrestleMania card, do some predictions. I think it'll be a freaking good time. So, but what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Yes, I do have the coffee. Earlier, I don't know if he's here now, but Jack, thank you for becoming a channel member. Dropped frames. Hold on here. We're dropping frames. Let's not drop frames. We just started. Are we good? Are we lagging a little bit, or are we good? Was it just that second? I think it might have fixed itself. All good? Okay, all good. All right, what's going on? What's going on? We the Pico in here. What is up, brother? Absolute YWC legend. Elliot's in here. Me and Elliot cooking up some good stuff. We got some new Noah Nation Gaming merchandise coming. Not on the website yet because I wanted to pre-order some mock-ups and make sure they look good, but those are coming soon, designed by Elliot, so we'll be talking about that on future streams. Bad Dog said we're good. All right, cool. One of our channel members, Owen, in here said, how's your day going? It's going good. It's going good. We got a little coffee. The sun is finally out for the first time in what feels like a week, which is great because, you know, when I wake up, if there's clouds outside, boom, miserable, done. Wrap up the day. But the sun started peeking out as I was leaving the gym earlier, so I was like, dude, thank you, Lord. So I got the window open a little bit, or at least the blinds open. The sun's coming in. Good vibes all around. Technical King in here. Am I the only one that thinks the WrestleMania card actually ain't bad? I don't think it's bad. I think it could have been better. It's not even that it could have been better. It just kind of felt like, I mean, we'll obviously get to talk about this, but it just kind of felt like WWE was pulling some names out of hats and being like, we got so, like it's a good problem to have, right? I felt like WWE was probably like, we got so many names and not enough spots, and it felt like after the Royal Rumble, for like the first month of the Mania build, they were just like, we'll tease this, we'll tease that, we'll tease this, and like it feels like Mania didn't really start coming together, the bulk of it, till like 4 or 5 weeks ago, which to some people may not be, like, the build hasn't been horrible. It has definitely not been horrible. I just don't think it was good as last year's, and not just because the Roman's title reign and Cody's story. Like, I think both Mania cards last year in total were better built than this year, but I still think the card is solid for 41. I think both nights are going to be great shows, so not too much to complain about, if you will. I'm happy that I'm not 18 minutes late. Nah, dude, you're on time. I'm on time. Everybody's on time, dude. What's up, Freddy? Watched the newest Raw episode today. Loved it. Awesome. Glad everybody's enjoying Universe Mode. We are almost at our goal. I took the subscriber goal off the screen because it wasn't updating on Streamlabs. It was still saying we were at like 13,500. But if you guys remember, if you've been in the streams for the last couple of weeks, we were trying to hit a goal of 15,000 subs before April 27th, which is our first Universe Mode PLE of the season. It is Backlash. Let me just turn my controller off here so I'm not wasting its battery, and then I gotta plug it in. But we're crushing that goal. I think we're definitely gonna hit 15,000 subs by next Sunday, which what's today, the 15th. So we got about 12 days left, and I think we're currently sitting at, let's find out here, 14,923. So very much appreciated. Hopefully we're gonna hit that 15,000. Very much hoping so. Watch the newest Raw. Oh wait, I already read that. Sorry. I'm making an MC Minecraft Jurassic Park. So if I'm not chatting, that's why. Dude, just hang back, enjoy the stream. I used to do that all the time. Play video games on one screen, or like the TV or something. Then I have my laptop and be watching videos or something like that, or listening on the other. Bad Dog, Raw was fantastic yesterday. I enjoyed it. It's probably one of the best you've done. Very much appreciated. I appreciate that. S. Page Rays, what is going on? Did I forget you? That's the first time you hit the chat, I believe. No, yeah, we didn't forget you. I have to watch, so can you please not have spoilers? No problem, dude. No problem. Giovanni, what is going on? Awesome Bros, what is going on? Blake the Snake, 47 days, right? Or no? For the countdown on Universe Mode, I think yesterday was 49 days, so that would make today 48 days. I believe so. I've not watched Monday Night Raw, so please. You mean like my Monday Night Raw, like Universe Mode Monday Night Raw, or real life Monday Night Raw? I mean, nothing, real life Monday Night Raw, nothing like extra. It was a fine show. I enjoyed it last night, but nothing like real life. I mean, we are going to talk about WrestleMania, but like nothing really happened on Raw that was like so spoilery significant. It was the last Raw before WrestleMania, so there's a couple good matches though. But I won't say anymore. But we are going to talk about WrestleMania, so I don't know. And we are going to pull it up excuse me, on screen here. So, I gotta, let me adjust this here. Take that webcam off. Let's put this one on. Oh, hold on here. Okay, wait. Does that work? This, I can't see myself when I do it like this. Let me pull up the stream on my phone here. That way I could see myself. I can't like see most of Streamlabs. I'm keeping enough just so I can see the chat. But I wanted to pull up the match graphics on WWE.com. All right, this looks fine. This looks fine. I can still see the chat. You guys can see me, and you can see WWE.com. All right, cool. Cool. We'll leave it like this. So, I believe the only thing that's not listed here would obviously be Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, since that's not happening anymore. So, who do we think's wrestling Randy Orton? He's got to have a match, right? There's 7 matches on Saturday, 6 on Sunday, I believe. Which I think there was only 6 on Sunday last year, unless I'm mistaken. So it's not necessarily the number of matches, but I can't see Randy Orton just being left off WrestleMania. I think everybody's is A-okay with him just getting some random match just because it's Randy Orton. So I don't know. You know what? Let's click over the Superstars tab here. Who doesn't have a match for WrestleMania? They teased Solo Sikoa last week. I think the Nick Aldis idea is silly. I don't want Nick Aldis' first WWE match, if he does eventually wrestle, to happen on like a week and a half notice. So, I guess it really doesn't matter the brand, but we'll just go SmackDown here. Who's on SmackDown that doesn't have a WrestleMania match? Super Landon, what's going on? He said Phoenix. I mean, listen, I guess anything's possible because no matter what, if Randy Orton does get a match at WrestleMania, it's not really going to have any build towards it. But I don't know. I feel like Solo Sikoa is probably the option, or else why would they tease it last week on SmackDown? I guess it was also LA Knight and Jacob Fatu build at the same time. So that's, that's there. But I don't know. It'd probably be like Orton and Solo, which I'm fine with. Solo's been on the main roster for a couple of years now. I think he's had some good matches. I'm not saying he's, it's going to be a WrestleMania banger, but if Solo faces Randy Orton, I'm cool with it. Like I said, he's been on the main roster for a couple of years, hasn't had a WrestleMania match, so if they throw it on there, it's fine. It's really just something, just to get Orton on the show. Orton will probably win. They literally dropped the Backlash poster a couple of hours ago. He's on the Backlash poster, and even before that, Backlash is in St. Louis 3 weeks after WrestleMania, so no matter if it's Cody or Cena, Orton's probably challenging for that belt, I would assume, at Backlash. So whatever Orton does at Mania, I'm assuming he's gonna win. But I don't know. Solo, freaking Carmelo Hayes. I don't know who's on Raw. Is there anybody on Raw significant that doesn't? It really doesn't matter the brand. It's WrestleMania. You can just do whatever you want. When's Bronson Reed coming back? Is he good to go yet? I missed the big Aussie. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, I know there's a big thing, I don't want to say it's a big thing, but a lot of people on social media saying, Karrion Kross. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll probably find out on SmackDown, or maybe it's just going to be like, hey, Orton's got an open challenge, and somebody will walk out. But I feel like if you do that, now you're setting your expectations high, and you're allowing fans to be disappointed if Solo Sikoa just, walks out. So, I don't know. Has to be Solo. He needs a match. I don't know when he's out of New Japan contract, but Jeff Cobb would be wild. I did just see that today. Is his contract, up? I think somebody said, and I could be wrong, but I think his contract's up, the 18th, which is Friday. So, and I believe he's wrestling a match. Could be wrong again, but that would be sick. And then there was also that Dave Meltzer quote from, yesterday or 2 days ago that said something about Jeff Cobb not being interested in going to AEW, which I just thought was funny. So, I don't know, he'll probably land in WWE, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens eventually. If it's not Solo, then I really don't know why they would waste a week with that tag stuff. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was also LA Knight and Jacob Fatu build, so they should just add them to LA and Jacob. They still could. I know nothing very notable ever happens on that last SmackDown before Mania. It's usually a fun show. I went to obviously, I don't know if you guys can see it, WrestleMania 40 back there. I don't have my camera in front of me, but I went to SmackDown before Mania last year in Philly. I had fun. Nothing, significant happened on that show. a Tiffany Stratton Michin dark match, and Stratton got like one of the biggest pops of the weekend. I was like, holy shit. Andre Battle Royal, like whatever else happened, it's probably going to be the same thing this year. So, you know, we'll see what happens on SmackDown. It's a shame that Motor City Machine Guns and Street Profits isn't on the Mania card. Honestly, I thought they were just going to do another multi-team ladder match for the WWE Tag Team titles. That felt like where we were building towards the last couple of months, honestly, on SmackDown. Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Pretty Deadly. Who am I forgetting here? Los Garza. And then I thought there was maybe a sixth spot where you could have honestly maybe thrown in Solo and Jacob Fatu. I thought that could have been a role for those guys at Mania, but I don't know. I guess they elected against it. And listen, I get it. At the same time, I'm way happier with 6-7 match card for each night. The days of, we talked about this on the Sunday stream we just did. I was at WrestleMania 35, and don't get me wrong, I had fun, but that shit was like 9 hours. I was literally getting like, I was like, bro, I gotta get up and move. My ass was falling asleep. Like, it was so long. So like, last year was a blast. The shows went by in a breeze. So I get, you know, I want people to be on WrestleMania too, but it's just the nature of the game. What's Sami Zayn up to? Dude, that, you know, that's another thing too. Before, honestly, Kevin Owens even said he was injured and the match was off, I was like, you know, it is weird not having Sami Zayn on WrestleMania, and obviously they kind of wrote him off at the Elimination Chamber, but I was like, maybe Sami's going to return at Mania and get involved in the KO Orton match. I mean, if Sami's good, maybe he shows up on SmackDown and takes his spot. Again, like, there's nothing they can do to add any significant build to an Orton versus fill in the blank matchup at this point, so whoever he wrestles, which I'm assuming he will wrestle, you know, at this point, it's just like, just go out there and have a banger. It can open up the Sunday card. Like, it doesn't have to be anything significant. 35 was crazy, but some people act like 8 matches per night is so much more. Each show is 4 hours. They could easily run 16 match total. Oh, dude, listen, like, I grew up with, you know, every pay-per-view, Backlash, freaking Judgment Day, No Mercy. Every pay-per-view was a guarantee. You're getting a good 7-8 matches. It was going to be capped at 3 hours. That's the old school way of doing pay-per-views. That's what I enjoy. Obviously, it's a completely different day and age with both WWE and AEW now, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's get into the matches that actually are announced for WrestleMania. We'll kick it off here. I know these probably aren't in day order on WWE.com, but doesn't matter. We're just jumping around. Women's Tag Team Championship match. We got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus the Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Of course, as we go along, drop your predictions in the chat. I definitely want to know what you guys are thinking. Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Well, first off, happy Lyra's getting on the show. Definitely. You know, it is a shame that Chelsea Green, another WrestleMania snub, if you will. But, you know, Owen saying in the chat, Bayley heel turn. I definitely see maybe a heel. You know what? It might not even be a full-fledged heel turn, honestly, with Bayley eventually. I don't think it's going to happen at WrestleMania personally. I think it could happen the Raw after WrestleMania. But Bayley still clearly is eyeing that Intercontinental Championship. Bayley and Lyra, this pairing, clearly something that's just happening to get both women on the show and to give Lyra and Raquel some legit opponents. So personally, I think Liv and Raquel retain. Lyra and Bayley, but honestly, probably Lyra might even take the pin and Bayley might be pissed at her. I don't think they'll probably do a turn at WrestleMania. Maybe they will. I don't know. I could easily see it happen on the Raw after, like I said. And again, it might not even be a full-fledged turn. Bayley has just been a babyface again after like a 4 or 5 year heel run. She's only been a babyface for like a year and change. So like Bayley definitely going to target Lyra for the Intercontinental Championship. Whether she's a heel or not, I don't know. But when it comes to Mania, I think Liv and Raquel will definitely retain here. This should have just been a 4-way for Lyra's title. I mean, I'm good with the tag, honestly, because you got the 4-way for the Intercontinental title, and then Liv and Raquel, it's not like there's tension there between those two like there is between Dom and Balor, so Bayley's in turning heel. Roxanne will cost them the match. Interesting take. You know, that's one of those things that felt like they were teasing for WrestleMania, Bayley and Roxanne. I didn't think it was going to be Bayley and Roxanne one-on-one, but maybe a triple threat with Lyra. This is going back, you know, before the Elimination Chamber when they were, you know, Roxanne was on Raw a couple of times. And then she just kind of disappeared. I don't even know if she's going to be on Stand and Deliver. I don't even know what's on that card, to be perfectly honest. Stand and Deliver on Saturday. But Yeah, I'm not sure what their plans are for Roxanne. I assume she'll be on the main roster full time after WrestleMania, but I don't know. We'll see. I got Liv and Raquel says awesome bros. I got Judgment Day retaining. Very nice, very nice. Blake the Snake. My universe mode. Monday is Raw. Thursday is SmackDown. Wednesday is Speed. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going Liv and Raquel retaining the women's tag team championships here. We'll move on to another tag team championship matchup. The War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team titles. How long have War Raiders had these belts? End of November? Early December or something like that, right? I don't know the exact date, but it was something around there. I think they've had a decent run. The only match I really remember, I know they beat the Judgment Day. They might have retained them in a rematch against the Judgment Day, and then they retained them against the Creeds, which was like, I don't know, February, early March, something like that. I feel like they haven't really been featured too much. Like, I wish they would have done a little bit more, had another title defense in there. But, and this is one of those matches that I felt like just started to come together in the last couple of weeks. Like, New Day were feuding with LWO. They ended up kind of winning the feud, and then they go into this title program with the War Raiders that, again, just really came together in the last, like, 3 weeks. I wish it was a little bit more built up to, but I will say, the attack from New Day last week on Raw, going after Eric's neck, and then the promos that both teams had on Raw last night, freaking fantastic. So I think it's going to be a good one. What are you guys saying? Big E return? Maybe. New Day. Says S. Padres, end of November, I believe. They should have thrown the Creeds into this. Yeah, it would have been an option as well. That was another thing. I thought both tag titles were going to be on the show, and those were going to be both multi-team matches. Like, and maybe, but, whatever. It doesn't matter. But point is, War Raiders and New Day, who's going to retain? A lot of people have been saying, as Owen said, maybe a Big E return, not necessarily to wrestle, but just to cost Kofi and Woods the tag match, or the tag titles here, and Eric and Ivar retain the belts. I could definitely see that. New Day have had the titles plenty of times. I'm sure they're going to be champions again one day. But, I don't know. I mean, New Day beat these guys down 2 weeks ago in Raw, and then they just did the promos last night. I feel like it just makes sense for War Raiders to get their revenge, right? Whether Big E shows up or not. Yeah, I think I'm going War Raiders here, personally, for the World Tag Team titles. Blake the Snake says New Day. Says we want Big E as well. I've got War Raiders retaining because of Big E. New Day is winning. They need to capitalize on the heel turn. That's true too, man. I don't want to say they've had a bad run or anything since turning heel, but I think people expect a little bit more of it. I will say. It's a good point. Got to capitalize on that heel turn, and it's been good, man. They've been having some great matches. The promos have been great. This is probably the most I've enjoyed the New Day in years, honestly. I'm going to stick with my original pick. I'm going to stick with the War Raiders retaining the titles here, but I won't be surprised if Kofi and Woods take the championships here. I will not be surprised. I feel like my hat's falling off here. I can't see myself. Oh, there we go. All right. Moving on. McIntyre and Priest, not good enough to have a picture on WWE.com, evidently. But Sin City Street Fight, Priest and McIntyre, this thing's going to be badass. I think they're going to beat the hell out of each other. I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup. And it's honestly one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most this weekend. Like, two of my favorites. I love the big guys, I grew up on the big muscly men. I'm not even trying to be funny, but Cena, Batista, or in Legend Killer days, Triple H. Like, I love the big dudes, dude. What can I say? So McIntyre's always been one of my guys. Priest, up there as well. I think it's going to be good, man. And I know a lot of people were kind of clowning on this matchup when they first started teasing it, but they've done a hell of a job with the build. I think the street fight makes perfect sense. And they do have a lot of history with each other. So, is it WrestleMania worthy? Well, people can debate that all day. But Priest and McIntyre, I think, is going to be freaking awesome. I think they're going to beat the hell out of each other. Winner here, I think it's probably going to be Drew McIntyre, honestly. McIntyre took a lot of big losses last year. He got some wins, right? Like, won the world title, but then lost it. Let's hold on for a second here. All right, we're good. We're good. A little doggy chaos there. What was I saying? McIntyre, last year, won the world title, lost to Damian Priest. Won Money in the Bank, failed to cash in. Big Hell in a Cell with Punk, lost. You see what I'm saying here? So I feel like McIntyre could use this win. So I'm personally going Drew McIntyre here. Oh, it says the Scottish Warrior. S. Pedro says Drew. Austin Bro says big meaty men slapping meat. That's exactly what this is. Bad Dog says I got Drew McIntyre winning. The insert city name here, Street Fight. Hey, it's an easy way to go. I've done it plenty of times in Universe mode. Freaking Philly Street Fight, Bourbon Street Fight, New York City Street Fight. You know, I've done it all. I've done a Canadian Street Fight like 2 years ago. I've done it too in Universe mode. It's easy, so I do it all the time. Pico said, I need a spot where they dump out a bunch of dice and do a spot like it's Thumbtacks. Oh my god, dump it out a bunch of dice and then Priest gives McIntyre the South of Heaven. Woo! That'd be fire. That'd be fire. There's probably gonna be a crazy spot in this. I would not be surprised. It's a street fight. I don't know what the stage looks like. I think there's been some leaks online, but I haven't really looked. Somebody's going off the stage. I don't know. Blake the Snake says Drew. Bad Dog says that'll be fire. Dude, that'll be a fire spot. Yeah, I'm going Drew. Especially because, like, if Cody retains the title on Sunday, McIntyre up there with Randy Orton, like, probably the next two challengers. And however they space them out, they space them out. But Orton, I think definitely, no matter who's the champion, is going to get that title match at Backlash. And I definitely see McIntyre, if Cody retains, challenging for that belt sometime this summer. So I'm going to go Drew McIntyre here to defeat Damian Priest at WrestleMania. Next matchup, Jade Cargill, Naomi. When's this happening? I believe it's on Saturday. I believe this match is on Saturday. Hopefully this match is good. I think it will be. This Jade's first singles match in a while. She hasn't wrestled since she's come back, right? I don't believe so. I don't believe she has. So this is their first match in general. And Naomi's been killing it. The promos have been good. I mean, I'll be honest. I know a lot of people were raving about the Bianca Naomi promo on SmackDown. Like, I think it was the week after the Elimination Chamber. I thought it was a little bit cringe, but to each their own. Honestly, dude, I want Naomi to win this match. I really don't have a prediction here. Of, like, I think this is exactly what needs to happen. But personally, like, I think Naomi should just win this matchup. I think she's earned it. Just with her heel work over the last couple of weeks. And, you know, it technically kind of keeps the feud going because Jade now still has to keep chasing Naomi, try to get her retribution. Jade beats Naomi. Naomi's heel run, it's not dead, but, like, it's already off to, like, a bad start. And then Jade's already done with Naomi because she got a retribution. I feel like you can keep this going if Naomi defeats Jade Cargill. So, personally, I'm going to go Naomi. Jade Cargill wins and Bianca Belair interferes. I don't know. I don't see Bianca getting involved in this. I think they've separated Bianca in the lead up to this matchup. Obviously, because she's got her own, you know, business to attend to on Sunday with her triple threat match. But I think this is just going to be completely separate on their own. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. You know, a lot of people have been speculating maybe Naomi or Bianca Belair would eventually lead a little heel stable with, like, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend from NXT. And now it seems like Naomi with the heel turn could be perfect for that. So that's a wild card prediction, but maybe those two women show up. You know, I don't know. They're not really doing anything in NXT as far as I know. And they're probably not going to break out into singles competition. Again, as far as I know, I don't watch NXT on a weekly basis, but maybe they show up. Help Naomi. Little heel faction there. A new modern day team band. I don't know, but personally, I'm going to go Naomi to win this matchup here. S. Pedro says Naomi as well. Elliot says, crazy to think this is the first ever non-title singles match for the women at WrestleMania. Is that correct? Is that correct? Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, listen, I think it's going to be good. I just think Naomi definitely should get the win here. Naomi will win, then help Bianca win on night 2. You know, that's an idea as well. I would not be surprised if Bianca still turns heel. She was wearing all black a couple of weeks ago, kind of looking a little, embracing the dark side, if you will. Maybe that was a little foreshadowing. Naomi and Bianca leading a heel faction. That's possible. Bad Dog. No, she hasn't. This is her first match back after being attacked in Salt Lake City. I was there. Oh, nice. And he's got Naomi. Yeah, I'm picking Naomi here. Whether she has help or not, I'm picking Naomi. Next up on the card, I believe this is on Saturday night, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. Will he be unmasked? Will the world reveal that it's Chad? Imagine they found somebody that really looked like Chad Gable, and even though it was Gable like the last several weeks ever since they debuted this mask, they threw somebody else in there for WrestleMania, and then Gable came out like, well, see, it's not even me. I mean, listen, I'm glad Chad Gable's getting on the card. Obviously, Rey Mysterio, my favorite of all time, so I'm certainly glad he's getting on the card. You know, I'm thinking Rey Mysterio wins this matchup here. I'd be very surprised if El Grande Americano just wins and then we move on. I think Mysterio wins, unmask Gable, or unmask on El Grande Americano, and then that's the end of the feud. And then we'll see what's up, what's next from there. But I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup. At the end of the day, whether Gable's wearing a mask or not, it's freaking Chad Gable, and he's in there with Rey Mysterio, and it's at WrestleMania. It doesn't need freaking 20 minutes. You give these guys like 8 minutes, and they're going to go out there and kill it. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think it'll be fun. He can unmask El Grande Americano. They can even do it like midway during the matchup, and then Gable's just like, well, fuck it, and starts turning the Jets on and starts doing all his Chad Gable shtick. Chaos theory out of the corner, blah, blah, blah. But, no, I think Rey Mysterio wins this and unmask El Grande Americano. And then we'll see where they go from there. They haven't announced the draft yet, which is normal. I think they announced the draft on the roll after WrestleMania last year for a couple weeks later. So I'm sure we're going to get a draft soon. So I'm sure this will be the end to a couple of the feuds at WrestleMania. You said, what's up, Noah? What's going on, you? G. Lee, what's going on? That is not Chad Gable, sir. Listen. If the glove fits, is all I'm saying. Or in this case, if the mask fits. And the mask is fitting them pretty well. Bad Dog said Rey Mysterio all the way. Awesome Bro said, I don't think Bianca will turn. I think Naomi will help her trying to fix their friendship. Bianca didn't know she was going to help. Then afterwards, all the faces can blame Bianca for cheating. That's a possibility as well. It's a possibility as well. They need to make this mask versus mask. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't. Like, that feels like such a layup here. Like, maybe they didn't want to do it because it'd be like, all right, well, that kind of spoils the finish because obviously Rey Mysterio is not going to lose his mask to El Grande Americano here. But I think most people are probably picking Rey Mysterio anyway, so it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? In other words, I've got Rey Mysterio. I should change my name. Isn't it something different? Because I feel like when you comment, it shows up something different. But when you show up in the live chats, it shows me something different. I don't know. Kurt Angle? It might be Kurt Angle, dude. I don't know. I'm going to need you to stop slandering El Grande Americano. He is not, nor has ever been, Chad Gable. El Grande Americano. I could use a freaking El Grande something right now. I got one sip left of this coffee, and it's probably cold. Empty. So we're all going Rey Mysterio here. I mean, you can feel free to go El Grande Americano. What did I miss here? CM Punk at Mania is my number one, but my God, seeing Rey at Mania has to be number 2 on my list. I'm excited for this matchup. Dude, I mean, look, I still got a Rey Mysterio shelf back there. Mysterio and Eddie figures. There's a couple of Rey figures in there, too. There's a bunch more Rey figures in the closet. I'm always happy to see my favorite wrestler of all time get a spotlighted match. One thing, and I'm not saying Vince didn't appreciate Rey Mysterio, didn't put him in positions to succeed and all this stuff, but ever since Mysterio came back in 2018, I don't know, up until like 2022 when Vince was in charge, I feel like he wasn't really giving Rey the proper respect. I feel like Triple H gives Rey the check the tape, proper respect. Rey probably knows his place. He's not trying to be in the main event. He's just trying to go out there, have good matches, wrestle matches like this, Chad Gable, fun stuff. And you always see Rey Mysterio's face everywhere. Triple H knows that mask is money. You always see that face. You always see Rey Mysterio's mask on WrestleMania posters, Clash in Paris, appearance here, appearance there. Rey Mysterio's getting his respect over the last few years, and I'm a big fan of it. This is on Saturday Night 1. I was laughing at that. I was laughing at the chat underneath. What's your reaction when Omos is the one under the mask? What's my reaction? I want to see what Twitter's reaction is going to be. I saw a post yesterday, and El Grande has the same back tattoo as Gable. Well, maybe he just got it. Maybe he just got it. Byron, what is going on? Dirty Dom is taking that Intercontinental Championship at Mania 41. Maybe. We're going to talk about it. All right, next up. Perfect match to talk about. As Byron just said his prediction, Jacob Fatu is taking that United States Championship. Well, here we go. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. This is probably going to be a good one. Probably going to be a banger. I will say, I wish LA Knight didn't lose the championship for like 4 months to Shinsuke Nakamura. And I'm not trying to disrespect Shinsuke Nakamura, because I like Nakamura. But nobody cares anymore. It's just, he's dead in the water. Vince did so much damage to Nakamura over the years that there was nothing Triple H could do to ever save that guy. It turned him heel, wrestling Rollins on a couple of pay-per-views, like, what was it, 2023, which were good matches. Nobody cared. I like Nakamura, but just the ship sailed. I wish he didn't lose the title for those 4 months and he was walking into WrestleMania as the United States champion since last year's SummerSlam. It is what it is. Now he's a 2-time United States champion since about a month. I think it's a month and change he's had the belt now, but he's going up against Jacob Fatu, who I don't think WWE probably expected to be as hot as he was, this time last year. Well, obviously he didn't debut this time last year, but, when he did debut, I don't think, a year from then, meaning now, God, I can't get this out. He didn't probably think that Jacob Fatu was going to be as hot as he is what I'm trying to say. Nonetheless, Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, I think Fatu's probably going to win the belt, man. I mean, listen, unless Solo Sikoa cost him the title out of jealousy or something like that, but I'm going to be honest, man, like, I feel like splitting up Solo and Jacob Fatu is kind of, I don't want to say pointless, but like, I'd rather see them be like an awesome tag team for a while. Like, there was 1 week, like, less than a month ago, I think, on SmackDown, where Jacob Fatu was doing a backstage promo, and at the end, he winded up for a big Fatu, and when he came back with the Fatu, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga were right there, and got in on the Fatu with him as well. I can't talk. But point is, it was cool. And I was like, yo, this is the kind of vibe the Bloodline should be running with. So I really don't want to see them break it up. That's just an idea. But Jacob Fatu, I do think will win the United States Championship. I do think so. Especially because, like, what, Solo going to cost Jacob Fatu the matchup just to allow the babyface LA Knight to win when Jacob Fatu has a very good chance of being cheered just as much of LA Knight in this matchup anyway? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I think Jacob Fatu wins the title. And then, yeah, probably in the coming weeks, months, they split up him and Solo and they have a feud over the United States Championship. But that's what I'm thinking here. It's probably going to be a banger. Honestly, Jacob Fatu's first WrestleMania. Yeah, I think he's going to win the United States Championship. I think he is. What are you guys saying here? I'm going with Jacob Fatu. G. Lee said Jacob Fatu. Awesome Bros said, got LA Knight with accidental help from Solo and Tama Tonga. Accidental. That's a good way to put it. Byron's dropping all his predictions right now. Rollins, Cena, Bianca, Charlotte, Logan. Giovanni's got Jacob Fatu. Awesome Bros said, I guess I'm on my own on this one. Yeah. Your channel members, you got that freaking... I'm not going to click off because then it's going to change my screen. But you got that freaking LA Knight emoji. You could be dropping those right now. I got the New Day. Jacob Fatu has never been pinned in WWE. Is that true? He hasn't been pinned yet? I didn't realize. Jacob Fatu wins. Solo goes after Jacob. Jacob Fatu versus Solo SummerSlam. I was at SmackDown on Friday and Jacob was getting louder cheers and they kept asking him to keep attacking. Oh yeah, I'm sure they do that shit all the time. Randy Orton faces Miro. Hey, listen, dude. I mean, not this Friday, but probably the SmackDown after WrestleMania. I mean, it looks like Aleister Black's probably back on that night. Rusev going to be on his way back anytime now. A lot of changes coming to that roster, dude. A lot of changes. Yeah, I think I'm going Jacob Fatu to win the United States Championship here. This could be my predictions. Let me sit up straight like a normal human being. We got about 20-something people watching right now. Appreciate everybody. Be sure to hit the like down below. All right. Next up on the card, we got the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way matchup. Braun Breaker against Penta, Dirty Dom, and Finn Balor. Who you guys think's winning this Fatal 4-Way? He hasn't been pinned. This is only like his 4th singles match, something like that. Yeah, I guess he hasn't had a lot of them. He's had like, 2 or 3 against Braun. I really can't think of a lot of Jacob Fatu singles matches he's had. I think didn't he wrestle Jay like right before Survivor Series 2, I think. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Owen says Dom betrays Finn and Penta gonna win. See, it's hard with the Dom and Finn thing because it's already a Fatal 4-Way match, so they're inevitably gonna start wrestling each other. But I don't think there's gonna be something like a point in this matchup where you could be like someone betrayed the other because like they're technically opponents here. So like. If eventually they're going to split, but I feel like it's going to be more of a moment, a segment on Raw rather than they're already opponents, because they're going to go at it here. Like, you know what I mean? And honestly, because they're both in here, I don't think Dom or Balor are going to win. Like, I think we talked about this a little on one of the recent streams about maybe Balor wins and then Dom attacks him, kicks him out of the Judgment Day or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like they're both in this matchup, and I feel like they're just going to cancel each other out. Like, so I don't see Dom or Balor winning this matchup. Really, to me, it comes down to Penta and Braun. Braun's had the title since October, I believe. Second reign as Intercontinental Champion. Somebody threw out the idea of Penta. I don't know if I read this on Twitter. It might have been in one of my live chats recently. Someone threw out the idea of Penta winning the belt, Judgment Day attacking him afterwards, and then Rey Fenix getting a little WrestleMania moment, coming to make the save, and the Lucha Brothers can come together in WWE for the first time, after Penta wins the belt. I would love to see it. It's definitely, like I said, I think it's a toss-up between Braun and Penta. But, you know what, dude? Part of my guts tell me Braun, but I'm gonna go with Penta, dude. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Penta. I literally think it's a toss-up between those guys. I think Dom and Balor cancel each other out here, and then they'll feud, in the coming months. But I think it's a toss-up between Penta and Braun. And just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go Penta. He's been red hot since his debut. WWE knows it. What better way to capitalize on that than giving him the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania? And it's no harm to Braun Breaker. He doesn't even have to be pinned to lose the title. Penta can pin Dom or something like that. And then maybe Penta and Braun can run it back at Backlash or something. You got plenty of options. But, yeah, I'm going to go Penta to win the Intercontinental Championship here. And I would love to see the post-match idea that people threw out. I think it'd be an awesome way to bring the Lucha Bros together in WWE. For it to happen at WrestleMania moments after Penta wins the Intercontinental title, I mean, talk about made men. Made men. And making a moment, too, at WrestleMania. MV Endo. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they said Finn. Blake the Snake said Dom. G Lee said this is a toss-up. I hope it's Finn or Dom. So he thinks it's a toss-up between the Judgment Day members. Okay. The one I'm not sure about is Naomi versus Jade Cargill. Oh yeah, we talked about that. I'm definitely going Naomi. Selfishly, I'd like Penta to win, but I could see Dom or Finn winning too. Kind of wish this was a ladder match. If any match on this show was going to be a ladder match that wasn't like the WWE Tag Team title idea that I threw out earlier, definitely I think it probably would end up being this match. You could have probably thrown another body in here too, made it a 5-way or a 6-way, and then put a ladder involved. Probably would have been sick. Giovanni said Dominic Finns. He only fought Jay, Braun, Andrade. Oh yeah, that match was sick. I forgot about that. And maybe one more. Yeah, I think because he had multiple matches with Braun Strowman. I remember the Andrade match. That was recent, like last month or something like that. That was a great match. That was the last time Andrade was on TV, unfortunately, like in the ring, unfortunately. I wish Andrade was on WrestleMania, but beggars can't be choosers. Giovanni said Dominic wins. Bad Dog says Dominic wins the Intercontinental title and pins Finn to win the title. I guess that's an option too, man. The Judgment Day pinning, one another. Maybe they really don't go at it too much until the end, and then one of them gets like a schoolboy pin on the other. Hey, I mean, unpredictability's great, right? This is gonna be a banger, dude. This is gonna be I think a sleeper match of the weekend. I think it's gonna be an absolute barn burner. Finn Balor is back and getting pinned by Braun Breaker. Oh no. As Pedro said, Penta. Braun is spearing everyone and hitting that final one on Balor after Balor loses it on Dom. Man, look at all these difference in opinions in here. This is great. I would have had Braun win. I would have Braun win and have him lose the title at Backlash. Okay, you could have had Sheamus and Kaiser in here. That's true. No Sheamus. He just kind of disappeared off Raw, probably after they realized he wasn't going to be on WrestleMania. And then Kaiser as well. I mean, he had a story going with Penta, which obviously they blew off, so it's not like they forgot about it. But you could have easily thrown those two guys in here and made it a ladder match. Honestly, should have fucking done that, dude. There's the perfect two guys that are already on the Raw roster that are involved or have been involved with Braun, with Penta, with the Intercontinental title. It's a good idea. Should have done that. Is what it is. Close to 15k subs. I know, guys. If anybody's watching that hasn't hit the subscribe button already, please do so. We're getting close to 15k. Sheamus needs to be here. Listen, I think Sheamus gonna win that Intercontinental title eventually, right? But didn't he just sign like a 5-year contract like a couple of months ago? He probably signed that and WWE went, all right, well, we got 5 years. We don't need to tell the Intercontinental story now. I don't know. Dom is going to have the option either Frog Splash, Penta, or Finn. And he goes Finn, connects it on Finn, then stands up right into a spear to lose. It's an idea. It's an idea. I love that everybody's split on this matchup. I think it's going to be a sleeper match. It's going to be awesome. And clearly unpredictable. Braun's had the title for a while. Obviously going to be a main event player for years to come. So maybe this is just, the first WrestleMania 2 for Braun Breaker, as is Penta. But I don't know. I'm going to stick with Penta here. I'm going to stick with Penta winning the Intercontinental Championship by pinning one of the Judgment Day members. I don't think he pins Braun Breaker, but that's going to be my choice. Especially if we get that aftermath and we can get like Lucha Bros for the Judgment Day versus Judgment Day on like Raw the night after or something. That'd be sick. All right, next up. Think about talking so much. Dry. I'm getting dried out. You know what we need for a second? We need a little... I freaking took the wrong thing off. Jeez. Ah! Where's the freaking... There we go. There we go. Back in business. What's up, Mason? I think it's going to be one of the best matches of the weekend. I agree. Easily the most unpredictable match on the card or the main event triple threat. Yeah, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one, dude. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Honestly, this could be another one that's going to be a sleeper. I think, well, I don't want to say, I don't know if calling this one the sleeper of the show is correct. I mean, Logan Paul, like him or not, he always delivers. Every time Logan Paul's in the ring, it's going to be a good show. Plus, he's in there with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. It's crazy looking at AJ Styles' WrestleMania match catalog. I'm not saying he's had all phenomenal matches, no pun intended, at WrestleMania. But, like, literally, WrestleMania 32, Chris Jericho. 33, Shane McMahon. 34, Nakamura. What a disappointment that was. 35, Orton. 36, Taker. I think 37, he wins the tag titles. 38, Edge. Year after he's hurt. Last year, LA Knight. Like, it's just nothing but, like, either all-star matches, or if it's not really an all-star match, he freaking wins. AJ Styles had a great WrestleMania catalog. And now he gets Logan Paul, so add that to the list. AJ retirement match? No. No, I don't think so. Pico said, I gotta head out, but I'll catch the replay to hear the rest of the predictions. Dude, I appreciate you stopping by. YWC legend. Shout out to We the Pico. This will steal the whole weekend. Wow, okay. I think it's gonna be sick. AJ all the way. I don't like Logan that much. So AJ crashes out. Braun has a 25 and 4% chance of winning. Adds up. AJ versus Logan Paul. I don't know. I feel like they could both use a good win here. Like, when's the last? Like, Logan Paul hasn't won since. I mean, his Elimination Chamber qualifier, but that wasn't like a significant matchup. So, like, really, the last significant win for Logan Paul, excuse me, was last year's WrestleMania. And then AJ, obviously, same thing. When's the last time you had a big, significant win? I don't know. Kind of a toss-up here. Kind of a toss-up. I don't know who to pick. It's going to be a good one. I guess, history would show you that Logan Paul had the momentum coming out of Raw, so maybe that means AJ Styles is pinned for a victory on, I think this is on Sunday. I'm not exactly sure. This match screams absolute banger opening whatever night it is. I wouldn't mind this match opening up. Like I think it's on Sunday. I'm not exactly sure, but I want to say it's on Sunday. You know what? I'm going AJ Styles here. I'm going AJ Styles. I think Styles could use a big win. There's also potentially Karrion Kross to consider. That's true. I could see Karrion Kross getting involved. He's been, I guess pretty pivotal, in a backstage and online role leading up to this matchup. Karrion Kross costing Logan Paul? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna go AJ Styles. I will not be surprised if Logan Paul wins by any means. It's really 50-50. I think they could both use a significant win here, but just because Logan Paul laid out Styles last night on Raw, I'll go AJ Styles. That's on Saturday night, is it? Okay. I understand the hate Logan gets, but it's way overdone for how good he is, but I got AJ, yeah. Yeah, man, I just don't think, you can love Logan Paul, you can hate Logan Paul, but you can't deny, he is literally incredible at being a professional wrestler in all aspects. You just can't deny it. If you do deny it, you're lying to yourselves. Love that Karrion Kross entrance on Raw. Did they even show it on Raw, or did they post it on social media? But yeah, it was nice to see he had his old entrance back. Hopefully, post WrestleMania is up and up for Karrion Kross. All right, I believe we're getting into the heavy hitters here, the main event matches. So, Women's Championship on the line. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, one-on-one. Let's see those predictions in the chat. I know who I got, and it's the only right answer. I'll wait to see what chat says, but I already know who I'm picking. Owen says, not excited for this match, but I got Charlotte winning. As Pedro says, what time is it? It's Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. Tiffy or we riot. What's going on? FGP, he said Tiffy time. Mason said, in my heart, Tiffany, but my brain, Charlotte. Honestly, that's probably the opinion of a lot of people. Listen, I'm not as big of a Charlotte Flair hater as a lot of people. And I get why some people dislike Charlotte Flair and are tired of seeing her win. I went on Twitter the night she came back at the Rumble and won the whole thing. Wow, I have no problem with Charlotte and Tiffany at Mania. I was actually really looking forward to the matchup. I just wish she didn't win the Rumble because, you're doing no favors in getting her any kind of positive reaction. Which she's the heel going into this anyway, but that's how I felt coming out of the Royal Rumble. And I feel like WWE thought she was going to get, some sympathetic babyface, oh, she was injured and then she won the Rumble. But, it's Charlotte Flair. That was never going to happen. And Tiffany's popularity is going through the roof. So, I don't know what they thought was going to happen. I wish Charlotte honestly, won the Elimination Chamber. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter anymore. Here we are, Tiffany and Charlotte at WrestleMania. Yeah, Tiffany needs to win this matchup, dude. It's her first WrestleMania. She's only defended the title, I think, once since winning it. When did she win the title? End December, sometime in January, early January. She has not had the title that long, and she's only defended it once on SmackDown against Nia Jax. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think there was a proper finish to that matchup because I think it was just set up for the Tiffy and Trish tag match at the Elimination Chamber. So, Strat needs to win this matchup 1,000%. I don't care. They want to run it back in 3 weeks at Backlash or down the line and Flair wins it eventually. What have you, go on. Go do it. I don't care. Charlotte's going to win another title eventually anyway. But it's Tiffany's first WrestleMania. It's a big match for her. She has not had the title that long. She has not defended it barely at all. This is a career-making victory for Tiffany Stratton. She needs to defeat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and WWE will not be doing Charlotte any favors if she defeats Tiffany Stratton. It won't be a burial of Stratton, because Stratton's too popular at this point. She'll come out on SmackDown the following Friday and still get a great reaction. But Charlotte Flair cannot win this matchup. It's not like, oh, she's a heel, so she's gonna get booed if she wins. It's like, no, she's got like we don't want to see you on our TV heat. But we'll tolerate it as long as she's not in roles that nobody wants to see her in, and that's her defeating Tiffany Stratton, one of the most popular, probably, honestly, like, you can make an argument for the most popular woman right under Rhea Ripley in the WWE right now. Stratton needs to win, like 1,000%, in my personal opinion. Why don't we use Charlotte in Universe? We do. We just don't have her on TV right now. But I think she was on Raw a couple weeks before WrestleMania. She'll be back. Tiffany has to win. I dislike Charlotte, not Ashley. Yeah, man, it's nothing against like the real life person, but the character of Charlotte Flair on my television. I've seen this story. I've seen her win 14 titles, I think, and I can't name a single one of those title reigns besides like the first one, because they were all just, she loses the title, she wins the title, she loses the title, she wins the title. Like, there was all just a bunch of crap. Like, the significance of most of those reigns, not really significant, you know what I mean? And that's no fault to her. That could have happened to anybody. It was just bad booking. But we're here now, so the reality is, this is not the time for her to win the 15th title, I think it would be. If it's the coffee. We do this every stream. We drink a large Dunkin' coffee, cream and sugar, hot hazelnut right before we get on stream, and then we're energetic, we're talking fast, and I'm stumbling over my words. My bad. If Mariah May, Jesus, can I get it out correctly? If Mariah May comes to WWE, I could definitely see Stratton and Mariah becoming a tag team. Maybe. Tiffany has to win February 3rd. Yeah, was February 3rd when she cashed in, or that was her title defense? Either way, you see the issue. Like, she's not had the title that long. Owen said, I'm off. Have a great rest of your stream. Owen, appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, we're going to finish out the Mania card. We'll probably play, a week or two of GM mode, hang out a little bit. Nice casual stream on this Tuesday afternoon. Awesome Bros said, I got Charlotte. I'm not mad, and I'm not mad at it, to be honest. I think Tiffany winning a rematch down the line is bigger for her than beating her right away. Interesting take, alright. X-Pac, the only way I see Charlotte winning is if Tiffany gets moved to Raw in the draft. I mean, I don't know. But it's just like, we're going to move, like, what are we going to move her to Raw in the draft, and then she's going to go after the Women's World title? Like, she's already WWE Women's Champion. Just, like, let her stay put, in my opinion. G. Lee, thanks for rubbing it in that you have Duncan. Thank you for the $2, man. That's going towards the next coffee. We'll go towards next month's coffee, because that's when that $2 will hit my account. But thank you very much. It's empty. I don't have it anymore. It's empty. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It sucks because Charlotte, as a heel, has a lot of potential to be great if she's given a good reign with good booking and good opponents. I don't disagree. I think Charlotte's worst attribute is not her wrestling or her arrogant character. Charlotte's worst attribute outside of bad booking is her promos can be kind of cringe sometimes. But, like, if we can get past that, I don't disagree that she has potential to have a great title reign. And to be honest, and don't get me wrong, I believe she had the title reign where she beat Ronda and then lost the title to Rhea at WrestleMania, but that was a short reign. She defended it like once or twice, I think, in that like 3-month span, so that was really nothing, and she was a babyface. But like, I could be interested in seeing what a Charlotte Flair heel title run would look like under Triple H. I would be interested. But again, I just don't think it's the time. Like, it's Tiffany's first WrestleMania. Her popularity is high right now. It's similar to what we said about Braun Breaker. Like, gonna be a main event star for years to come. Stratton gonna be a star for years to come. She's so early in her career. She's gotta win this matchup, man. In my opinion, she's gotta win. And again, I don't think it's like make or break. She's buried. Crowd suddenly not gonna care if she loses. But like, why have her lose? You know what I mean? Just for Charlotte to have a 15th reign now? Why does that have to happen now? I'm Tiffany Stratton all the way. Isaiah, thank you for stopping by. I feel like she's had attitude problems, really keeping her from being as good as she could be. I mean, that's always been a rumor with Charlotte. I just saw a clip, and I think it was an old clip from Becky Lynch on the Ariel Helwani show the other day, and I think it was old because I'm pretty sure she had like the Raw or SmackDown Women's title sitting there with her. But even she was talking about her and Charlotte, you know, best friends, how they butt heads and blah blah blah. It was an old clip, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I don't know, man. That was when she cashed in. Okay. It was old, yeah. I think the cringe promos kind of work for her because she literally doesn't care. She called herself a Nepo baby proudly. So it's kind of funny to see her as a heel just accepting the hate, and I love it. And like I agree, right? But I don't know. There's just like some people play the arrogant, I don't care what you think about me, I'm best, I'm the great so well. And like, I feel like we've just seen Charlotte in that role before where she's just like, I'm the queen, bow down, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, I don't want to read this book anymore. I've read this book before. I've watched this movie before. If you're going to be here and you're going to be a heel and you're going to be champion, can we do something different? You know? And like, again, like it's not even what she's saying, just the delivery. She's just one of those people who the delivery I can't get past. Love Becky Lynch, right? But her delivery and her promos, I don't know if it's her accent or what it is, but just something about it has always bothered me to the point where I can't take her seriously. I can take Charlotte seriously because I really do think she thinks she's that fucking bitch, you know what I mean? Like, I look at Charlotte and she's out there like, I'm the queen, bow down. And I'm like, I do believe you really think that, but just something about your delivery is turning me off to the whole thing. That's how I feel. Like, I don't hate Charlotte Flair. I don't know. Tiffany Stratton needs to win this fucking matchup is what I'm saying. That's the hill I'm dying on. I feel the same about Rhea, Becky, Sasha, and Tiffany. See, I feel that way about Becky. Sasha, I haven't seen a promo from in so long, so I couldn't even tell you. Tiffany, I don't agree. Tiffany, she's always just played that, you know, I don't know, her personality, I think just she, when I hear her talk, I'm just like, yeah, it fits. And I feel the same thing about Rhea, too. I don't know. Becky and Sasha, I'll give you. Rhea and Tiffany, I disagree. We'll move on. We'll move on from who has the cringiest promos in professional wrestling. Ricochet's the answer. World Heavyweight Championship match. What a fire graphic, by the way. These couple graphics for the main event, dude, with the LED freaking lights with their names. Absolute heat. World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Let's see those predictions in the chat. Let me tell you something, guys. I've been riding for this matchup since Jey Uso won the Rumble. You can go back, check my Twitter, @NoNationVlogs. Probably going to change it to @NoNation Gaming soon, but it's still No Nation Vlogs. You can go back to the night of the Royal Rumble. I'm sitting here on social media saying I can't wait till Jey and Gunther go have the match of their lives at WrestleMania. And Jey shuts everybody up about, oh, he can't wrestle. He's going to shit the bed. This Gunther deserves better. Blah, blah, blah. They are going to go out there. And I'll be the first one to eat my words. I'll say it on the stream after WrestleMania if they absolutely go out there and shit the bed. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to freaking have an incredible matchup. I think it's going to be one of Jey's best performances ever. It's Gunther at WrestleMania. You think Gunther's going to go out there and allow himself to have a stinker? And it wouldn't be a stinker. It would be like the matches they've had in the past, which are fine. They're good, you know? But they're not maybe what people are expecting for WrestleMania. I'm telling you right now, I will die on this hill. I think this matchup is going to be great. My personal opinion. Jey Uso, I don't care what the internet wrestling community says. Over as fuck. You see it in every arena. When you're so over that the crowd just wants you to do your entrance again, it's not one more time for a Uso splash or a spear. It's one more time to hit your music. Bro, you are an elite level of over. So Jey Uso being in this spot, Absolutely deserved. Absolutely a good decision. Him and Gunther, I'm all for it. I'm excited. And was the build a little slow the first few weeks? Sure. But this is, if anything, one of the matches that has the most build when you really look at the last 2 months and change. So that's, I think, that I think is a positive. And then absolutely the build took a whole new level over the last couple of weeks. Gunther, Bloody, and Jimmy Uso. The promo by Jay the week after, getting serious. And then both guys' promos last night on Raw, hitting different. Jay was obviously, pretty short and sweet, but still kept it serious. Awesome promo. Gunther came out there at the top of the show, fired up, frustrated, running down Jay. I'm pumped for this matchup. I think it's going down on Saturday, I believe. It'll probably be I'm hoping it's the co-main event. I really hope this doesn't open up Saturday. I honestly think that's a bit of a slap in the face to the World Championship. I get why they did it last year. Rollins had already wrestled the night before. It was happening the same night as the WWE title match. I get why they put the world title in the opening match last year, and it ended up being one of the best openers with the Priest cash in and all that stuff. One of the best openers of WrestleMania history. But Jay and Gunther, I really hope is the co-main event on Saturday. It goes on right before the triple threat matchup. That's just me. Winners. Who do we got? Becky sounds like more of a Bond villain than a wrestling heel. As Paige Rice says, yeet. Jay Uso's promo from Raw last week sealed the deal for me. I'm going with Jay Uso. G Lee says, Walter wins, Gunther loses. What? Isaiah Lee says, I love Jay, but his character hasn't been there since the Bloodline story ended. I do think the match will go hard, though. I mean, I don't think he's been any worse or different, in my opinion. I think he's just always been Jay since, the Bloodline stuff wrapped up, and I think the last few weeks he got a little bit more serious, as he should, leading up to this style of matchup. So, I don't know. I think he's been good. It's going to be a chop fest. I don't think I've ever seen Jay Uso throw a chop in my life. Blake the Snake says Jay. Mason Parker says, I think Gunther wins, but then in... the chat's rolling, I can't see. But then in SummerSlam, Gunther faces Jimmy, and Jimmy gets the push he needs. I'll tell you what, I don't think we ever live in a world where Jimmy Uso's getting the pinfall victory over Gunther, but I see where your head's at. Jay has to win. He can't lose to Gunther for a fourth time. It is Saturday night. Okay. If Jay loses, then his main event run is dead in the water. Interesting take. Use is Jay. I like Serious Jay. I'm going to crash out Us and Yeet Jay. I like the Jay we saw the last 2 weeks, not necessarily last night. I think there's a good blend, man. I'm on the Jay Uso hype train, dude. I love both these guys, but I get it. Jay Uso's music hits. I could be sitting on my couch and I get excited, I get fired up, dude. I like Fun Jay. I like Serious Jay. Obviously, Serious Jay is awesome. But, if Jay Uso wins this matchup, it's going to be Fun Jay for a while, I'm sure. Jay has the recognition that LA Knight should have had, when he was at his highest point. Jay Uso wins. It's a fair point. It's a fair point with LA Knight. Honestly, if Vince McMahon wasn't trying to weasel his way back into creative in 2023, LA Knight probably would have won Money in the Bank opposed to Damian Priest. So blame Vince McMahon. But Gunther said it would be 0-4. Yeah, they've wrestled 3 times before. Saturday night's main event, King of the Ring tournament last year, and then Jay challenged Gunther for the Intercontinental title February or March last year before WrestleMania. So yeah, this will be their 4th matchup on Saturday. Yeah, so for me, I've said in recent weeks I could see it going either way, but I think Jay Uso wins here. I think you got to give it to Jay. It's going to be a hell of a WrestleMania moment. I think Jimmy Uso shows up. He doesn't necessarily even have to get involved. Maybe, honestly, not that Kaiser and Gunther are, pinned together every week on Raw anymore, but you could easily send Kaiser out there to get him involved, and then Jimmy Uso comes as the equalizer to get Jimmy involved if you want to, or you don't have to have either of them out there. But I think Jay Uso wins the world title here, man. I think that's what the story's leading to. I think Jay gets the payback for his brother. And you know what, man? I wish Gunther's reign was a little bit better. It was a good, don't get me wrong, I think it was a good reign. I just wish the last time he defended the title before this Saturday at WrestleMania wasn't all the way back in January at Saturday night's main event against Jey Uso. Like, I wish he would have defended it on the Rumble, on Elimination Chamber, and had one more banger matchup where he retained the title. Now, it's a different story if he beats Jey on Saturday and retains it. Well, then the title reign's not over, so what I just said is null and void. But if he loses the title, I will look back at his reign and go, man, I wish we didn't just sit around for 3 months and not have him defend the title. Granted, we were building the him and Jey for 2 of those months, but you see the point. But still, I mean, him and Priest, both times, great matches. The triple threat at Saturday night's main event in December. Quick, from what I remember, but still good. And him and Randy Orton, I thought was, a classic. Him and Sami Zayn had a good one on Raw as well. If only Ilya Dragunov wasn't hurt. Bro, if Ilya Dragunov wasn't hurt, I mean, depends on, what the fall looked like for Dragunov, but there's a very good chance Ilya, I don't want to say he would have been him and Gunther at WrestleMania, but a very good chance we would have got Ilya and Gunther on like a Saturday night's main event or something like that. I honestly believe that. I saw someone book this for Mania back before the year started, and I thought it was insane, but here we are. Listen, I don't think a lot of people were predicting Jey to be in this spot. I was shocked as hell when he won the Royal Rumble, but I was like, fuck it, dude, take me on the ride. I want to be surprised. I want it to be unpredictable. I want to be shocked. So when Jey won the Royal Rumble, when really nobody was picking him to win the Rumble, everyone was saying Cena or Punk, and maybe, like an oddball in there, but nobody was saying Jey Uso. And then the dude won the Royal Rumble. Like, I thought it was a hell of a decision, and I have no problem with Jey being in this spot. I have no problem if he wins the World Championship. And I think, you're putting Jey in that position. I think he's going to deliver, dude. People can rag on Jey all he wants. Oh, he can't wrestle. His matches are blah, blah, blah. It's that fucking match with Jimmy last year at WrestleMania that everybody rags on. They look at that match and they've just written off Jey and Jimmy forever. And I'm not going to go down a Jimmy Uso rabbit hole. But Jey Uso specifically, it's like, bro, they had one bad match. Like, cut him some slack, dude. Drew can't get any feud over? Talking about Drew McIntyre? I disagree there. But I appreciate you stopping by, Zachary. I will have to go. If the stream is long enough, I might be back. Oh, no problem, dude. No problem. Appreciate you stopping by. I still can't believe that Raw's world champion never defended it against Punk, Seth, Drew, Ilya, Sheamus. Well, technically, he did defend it against Punk and Ilya and Styles. Just all those matches were on live events. Dude, WWE Vault, that YouTube channel, Gunther's world title reign, the stock of this world title reign goes up if they release some of these house show matches that he's had. Because him and Dragunov worked for the world title in Germany last year, which I believe is where Ilya got hurt, or maybe that was a month later. Him and Punk wrestled a couple of times recently, and I think back in the holiday tour. There's probably a couple other ones in there we don't even know about. That's what I'm saying. Bro, we couldn't have got, Gunther and Styles on, the Chamber or something. Just to have, one more title run in, or one more title win in there. Yeah, would have liked to see more feuds for Gunther. Maybe next title reign. Yeah, listen, if there's one guy who will continue to flourish under Triple H, championship or not, it's going to be Gunther. So, I don't think him losing, if he does lose, is going to be a problem. Hell, I could see Gunther... I mean, a long shot, right? But, well, actually, you know what? I was about to say I could easily see Gunther, going back-to-back King of the Ring wins and then maybe fighting Cody if Cody wins at SummerSlam. But they haven't even announced King of the Ring. I don't even know if they're doing that this year, so. Side note, forget about it. Who do you want to see Jey fight if he wins the belt? I mean, you definitely don't need to... If Jey beats Gunther, you don't need to do a rematch, because Gunther, a guy who should continue to only have rare pinfall losses in there. The Sammy loss last year, great. The Cody one at Crown Jewel, they did it in such a matter where Cody just escaped Gunther. Incredible. Jey beats Gunther here, no problem. But I don't want to see a rematch there. There's no point in it unless Gunther was winning back the title. But, I don't know, man. Have fun with it. Dude... Jey and Braun Breaker got history. Braun Breaker doesn't need to win the title, but if Braun Breaker loses the Intercontinental title, that'd be a fun match to put on a Backlash, especially because you only got a 3-week build to Backlash. So I assume that they'll just go through that 3-week build, then we'll probably get the draft after. Dude, Breaker and Jey would be sick. Ilya and Jey had a great matchup on Raw last year in the King of the Ring. So whenever Dragunov comes back, I'm hoping it's, next week on Raw if he's good. That would be sick. I mean, if McIntyre moves to Raw or moves back to Raw, you know, McIntyre and Jay have a ton of history. McIntyre could go after the world title again. Plenty of, honestly, Rollins, I think would be Rollins and Jay. I'm just throwing out some random stuff right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Would you be shocked if Gunther wins? Because I would not. I'd be a little shocked, honestly. I'd be a little shocked. I wouldn't complain. Like, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm excited to see where Gunther's title reign goes, but I would be a little shocked. All right. Let's keep this ball rolling here. Let's keep this ball rolling, chat. Who do we got winning the triple threat matchup? I like how this whole time we've just been looking at cars on here. This is the random advertisement that WWE.com gave me. Anybody wants to buy a Kia? There you go. Triple threat matchup for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. This thing is going to be freaking sick. They are going to have an incredible matchup. I do believe. Checkmate, what's going on? McIntyre could continue his Bloodline Hunter storyline. Exactly, dude. I thought that was going to... There was a time where I thought that was going to lead him into a freaking match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, dude. And obviously that didn't happen, but who knows what could happen after WrestleMania, dude. There's so much unpredictability in these two main events on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Who's winning the Women's World Championship? I don't think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. I don't think she wins the championship back this fast. So I'm going to rule her out. I could maybe see... honestly, dude, my guts tell me Bianca. My guts tell me Bianca. And I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. Bianca maybe getting help from Naomi. Maybe there's a heel turn in there. I honestly would not be surprised. Whether Naomi gets involved, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, that fantasy booking idea gets involved, whatever. I would not be surprised if Bianca... It's hard to cheat because it's a triple threat matchup, but if Bianca wins this championship and then starts turning heel, or if they do something at WrestleMania where she gets help and then she kind of turns heel in the process. I don't think Rhea wins back the title this fast. Obviously a short reign for Io, but the reign was more a means to an end to get her involved in this, you know, triple threat at WrestleMania. You weren't going to have... Io's kind of gotten to that point. I think it was similar to Liv this year where they kind of solidified themselves having a spot on WrestleMania after their body of work over the last 12 plus months. So, you know, Io, Bianca, and Rhea was definitely a great decision to have on this card. But I think Bianca's the favorite, you know. And like, I thought all three great promos last night on Raw. Bianca's was all about, you know, her telling the truth and just being real on the lead up to WrestleMania. And I think that leads to her winning the championship. And I really do think she might get some help, whether it's with Naomi or the Lash Legend Jakara Jackson idea, which is far-fetched. I'm totally just throwing it out there, and I know other people have thrown it out there on online as well. But yeah, I think this is going to be a hell of a matchup, but I think Bianca wins the bell here. This match is a toss-up between Bianca and Io. I've got Bianca. Isaiah says either Io or Bianca with Naomi's help. Legacy to King. Io retaining. I beg you, Triple H. I'd honestly be a little bit shocked if Io retained. Honestly. I love Io, but Bianca's streak ain't ended in a triple threat match. That's true, dude. It sucks because they have to pin it that Bianca's never been pinned at WrestleMania. They can't just say she's undefeated. And I think she was what, in like the Mae Young, or was it the Mae Young, whatever, the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal, whatever the hell they called it, at 34, and maybe she was in it at 35 as well. But because of those, I guess they can't really say she's undefeated, so that's why she said in her promo she's never been pinned at WrestleMania. But that's true, you know. She does have a little bit of a streak going for her, so I don't know if that's going to end in Las Vegas. Bianca already has a story, so Io retains. Imagine Bianca versus Liv. I mean, dude, they're exchanging the Elimination Chamber last month. Freaking great shit. Liv's just been tearing it up in general, dude. Liv is totally in an era in her career where she's just like, fuck it, for the love of her game. And she did like a drop kick off the apron, I think, to Bayley last night on Raw. totally unnecessary. She did not have to do that bump off the apron to herself. But I think she's just in a fuck it, we ball kind of era. And hey, respect. Respect, you know what I mean? Rhea should take some time off after Mania, come back with a new look and character to get away from the Judgment Day. No, I mean, this isn't a Judgment Day look. This is Rhea Ripley herself. There's been plenty of stories on Rhea Ripley, and this is her being herself now. This isn't Judgment Day. You said Io. Gio said Bianca. Human Shield division. What's up? Like I said earlier, Bianca will win with unwanted help from Naomi. Liv did a suplex off the steps last night. Definitely not needed. Like not needed, but like, yo, go off, queen. You know what I mean? Liv is the top draw for the women. I would have to disagree. I think she's up there. I think it's these three women that are on your screen right now. Liv and Tiffany. Rhea's, I think, is clearly at the top. But Liv's up there. She's in the top 5. I think it's these two, Liv and who did I just say? Tiffany, as like the elite of the division right now. It's the fuck it we ball mentality. Exactly. I'm glad to see the Jersey girl getting her flowers. Dude, facts. Don't know what I missed, but hope Io wins. We've been predicting WrestleMania for the last hour and 20 minutes. We were going to play some MyGM today. I mean, we will, but it's probably not going to be as much as I expected. A different Giovanni just spawned in. Now there's 2 Giovannis in here. Giovanni Rivera Reyes says the EST, Bianca Belair. Got to pick up the victory. Yeah, I'm going Bianca Belair. Like, I don't see Rhea win back the title. Io's got a chance, I guess, to retain, but again, I think she was putting the title on her was more just a means to an end to get her in this triple threat matchup in, a creative fashion, instead of just having like, oh, Io and Bianca in the chamber and they did like a double pin or something like that. But I think Bianca Belair leaves as Women's World Champion. That's what I think. All right. We are down to the main events. I need some water before we start yapping. Alrighty here. Saturday night, triple threat. My back's gonna hurt from sitting later tonight. Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman in the corner of CM Punk. Talk about unpredictable. Nothing's on the line here, right? No titles, but as Seth Rollins has said, it's about the soul of the industry. It's about the soul of this industry. Rollins has dropped some big clues in his promos the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, when it was just him and Paul Heyman, he told Paul Heyman this match was about the soul of this industry. And last night, forget what exactly the statement was, but he was talking to Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. And Rollins says, such and such is best for business. Are these just coincidences? Is Rollins saying those specific things? The soul of this industry. Best for business. Are these just coincidences? Or has Seth Rollins sold his soul to the devil himself? Paul Heyman, a lot of people have been saying Paul Heyman's going to betray Punk. He's going to betray Roman. Maybe align with Rollins. And maybe it's not necessarily an alliance with Rollins, but maybe Paul Heyman sold his soul too. Now that's a whole separate thing, I think. Where Paul Heyman's allegiance is going to lie at the end of this matchup, I think is more unpredictable. I could easily see Rollins winning this matchup with some kind of collusion with the Great One, the Final Boss, The Rock, and Paul Heyman not even being a factor, honestly. But I think Paul Heyman will probably end up being a factor. Whatever happens with him happens. But there's no way Rollins dropped those on accident, right? I mean, we're talking about we just named the top 5 women in the industry today. I mean, the 2 WrestleMania main events on Saturday and Sunday are the top 5 for the men in the industry today. Everything has been done in such meticulous, detailed fashion. Rollins did not utter the words, the soul of this industry and best for business, for no reason. And honestly, before, if you would have asked me a couple of weeks ago, and I think I might even said this on stream, Rollins, I didn't think was going to win. I didn't. But maybe, with Paul Heyman being a wedge between Roman and Punk, and Rollins almost feeling like an X Factor, that's exactly why he's going to win. And will we see The Rock? We'll probably see The Rock sometime this weekend. I'd be shocked if we don't see the final boss. But will we see him on Saturday night? I don't know. Maybe we don't see The Rock on Saturday night. Maybe just on Saturday night, it's Paul Heyman betraying Roman Reigns and betraying CM Punk and walking out with Seth Rollins. And then we see both of those motherfuckers and the final boss, The Rock, on Sunday. A lot of people think The Rock's forming a little bit of a corporation. A lot of people think The Rock is planting seeds not just with John Cena, but all over the WWE. And that is the next big storyline for the rest of the year. Maybe even leading up to next year's WrestleMania. Maybe that's what eventually is going to lead us to Roman and Rock in New Orleans next year. There's so many question marks. This match is going to be phenomenal. This match is going to be awesome. CM Punk in the WrestleMania main event. This dude's about to put on the performance of his life. Dude's been waiting for this for years. And I know at some point in time he publicly said that him wanting to main event WrestleMania took on a bigger life of its own with the fans than it did with him. But you know deep down, Punk's like, fuck yeah, I can finally get the main event WrestleMania. Like, let's go. Dude's gonna have the match of his life. Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Has he ever missed? I don't think so. Roman Reigns. Him and Cody Rhodes. The guys in the industry. This is an insane matchup on paper. This is going to be awesome. But I think Seth Rollins is going to win, and there's going to be some collusion. This is not going to go off without a hitch. This is not just going to be a triple threat match where somebody gets knocked out, Roman spears Punk, and then Rollins throws Reigns out of the ring, and Rollins gets the quick victory, and that's the end of it. It's not going to be like that. Paul Heyman's going to do something. The Rock's going to show up. Something is going to happen in the final moments of this matchup, and I think it all leads to Seth Rollins defeating Roman Reigns and CM Punk in this triple threat matchup on WrestleMania Saturday. And this matchup, although has been built to for months, is only going to be a chapter in what is probably going to be a bigger story throughout the rest of 2025. And same thing can be said about Sunday night. What are you guys saying? Seth, due to Paul Heyman turning on Roman. G. Lee says Seth. Awesome Bro says The Rock heard soul, so I know he's interested. It's true. It's true. Maybe Rollins didn't necessarily sell his soul to The Rock until The Rock heard Seth Rollins utter the soul of this industry. I'm going CM Punk. I feel like CM Punk deserves a big win for his first WrestleMania main event. Seth wins. Paul Heyman guy calling it. Seth has to do it for The Rock. Paul should end the night with Roman. Paul should turn on Punk. There's no reason to have him leave Roman. I mean, listen, I hear you, but all stories run their course, right? Paul and Roman, they've been together for almost 5 years now. Maybe it's time for a new story. So, sorry, I read that wrong. No, Seth Rollins definitely sold his soul to the final boss. Paul also sells his soul too. I picked Seth before last night, picking Seth Rollins because he sells his soul to The Rock, and so does Paul Heyman. Yeah, I think something is going to happen here, some collusion. And it's interesting too, right? Because, as we've talked about with multiple matches here, sometimes whoever has that momentum coming out of the finals, Raw or SmackDown to go home to a pay-per-view, a lot of times they don't end up winning. But Rollins has stood tall 2 weeks in a row on Raw. Curb stomp Punk, laid out Roman last night. Rollins kind of on top right now. He's kind of playing these guys, he's playing these guys like a puppet, using Paul Heyman as a pawn. I don't know, man. You know what another thing is too? And I thought about this while watching Raw last night and watching the promo. You remember at Elimination Chamber, Punk and Cena, I forget who, I think Punk pinned Rollins. It doesn't really matter. But Rollins gets eliminated, right? And right before, it's Cena and Punk. Rollins curb stomps Punk, and then Cena pulls him in for the STF. And coincidentally, then Cena sells his soul to The Rock, and here we are talking about Rollins selling his soul to The Rock. Maybe in those moments, Rollins and Cena kind of worked together. Like, maybe it wasn't necessarily like this big thing in the storyline. Maybe it was just like a prelude to what was going to happen. I don't know. Human Shield, Paul Heyman hits Rome with the chair for sure. James Reeder, what's going on? Hey, Noah, how you doing? Just wanted to say, have a safe WrestleMania weekend. God bless you, man. God bless you too, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the love. My final pick is Seth pins Punk after Paul distracts him. Then on night 2, Seth is the final factor in the main event. Seth stomps Cody, and Cody loses. Mark my words. Well, with all this being said, let's get in to WrestleMania. Sunday night. The undisputed WWE Championship matchup. That is a fire graphic right there, dude. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. It just feels like the bigger story coming out of WrestleMania would be Cena winning, right? But we cannot rule out a Cody Rhodes retention here. We can't. I could easily see Cody Rhodes retaining this title. Easily. He's had the title for a year. If he was going to lose to anybody, John Cena, hell of a guy to lose it to, right? I could easily see Cody retaining, but I think the pick here is John Cena wins his 17th title. And again, I don't think it's going to come without some collusion. You know, last year's WrestleMania was the big babyface on top, yeah, right? But I think this year's WrestleMania, both nights are ending with the corrupt corporation forming. And yeah, I'm just throwing the corporation name out there, but Seth Rollins, one way or another, whether it's with the help of Paul Heyman or The Rock shows up, I think Rollins is walking out on Saturday as the victor. Somebody just said in the chat, you know, Rollins has hinted at kind of being pissed off at Cody Rhodes a couple of times in promos, and they have not really dove deep into it. They've just thrown you little seeds here and there about how he's been pissed off at Cody Rhodes for teaming with Roman back at Bad Blood after Rollins sacrificed everything to help Cody win that title last year at WrestleMania. I mean, literally walked into WrestleMania, a broken, beaten down man, basically lost his world title because he sacrificed his body to help Cody Rhodes. Even when he already lost the world title, dragged himself out there in the Shield gear to help Cody Rhodes. And this year, Rollins could be the reason that Cody loses it all. I helped you win it all. You stabbed me in the back. You stabbed the industry in the back when you tag teams with Roman Reigns. Screw you. You know what I mean? John Cena winning his 17th world title. Now, the interesting thing is, Cena said, I'm winning this title and I'm going home. I don't really think Cena's, we got Cena till the end of the year. He's not just going to go home, right? So it's like, how does that play a part in this storyline? Eventually, I think, before the end of this year, John Cena will be a babyface again. And it may not be this long thing. Like, it may just be he walks into his last match as a babyface, right? But I think Cena becomes a babyface again in some sort of fashion. I don't think he's going to go out there and start apologizing to the fans, this, that, and third. I just think by the end of this year, he'll be a babyface again. Cena sold his soul to The Rock. I'm just throwing this out there, right? I'm kind of speaking out loud here. Cena sold his soul to The Rock. Cena wins the title at WrestleMania. Cena doesn't want to show up. He doesn't want to come to work. Rock's like, fuck that. I own your soul. You do what I tell you to do. However, that leads to tension between the two of them. It leads to tension. And this could be months of buildup, right? But eventually, The Rock could be the one that actually costs Cena the title months from now. And maybe that's to the next guy in line. Rollins, McIntyre, whoever that could align themselves with The Rock. And then Cena starts slowly turning babyface again after that. And then by the time we get to December, or, whenever Cena's last match is going to be, Cena's a babyface again, and he's fighting against, hell, it could be The Rock again. It could be, whoever, McIntyre, Rollins, or whoever, Cody again, like whatever it's going to be, Punk. So many options, right? But I think here, and Zebra's Extra Games, thank you so much for becoming a No Nation Gaming channel member, Backstage Pass member. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to catch up with the rest of the chat in a moment, but I think there's a world where Cody Rhodes can absolutely retain this title, and there's more stories for you to tell with Cody with that belt, him and Orton, him and Drew. But you also got Cena and Orton. You got Cena and Punk. And you just have this grand story that I think could unfold with these guys selling their soul to The Rock. Cena, Rollins, McIntyre. And I'm throwing McIntyre in there absolutely, because I think he will play a big part in whatever the next chapter of this ever-growing story is going to be. I honestly think that. I think, people can say whatever they want about his role at WrestleMania this year, but, they know what they got in McIntyre, especially after last year. And I think it's going to be a big rest of the year for Drew. I think Cena's winning it. It's not going to be without help. The Rock, I think, will be out there. Rollins may be out there. Heyman may be out there. Maybe Rollins and Heyman, if that comes together on Saturday, maybe they don't even come together with The Rock until months from now. Eventually, I think they do, but at the end of the day, I don't see Vegas happening. I don't see Mania happening this weekend without an appearance from The Rock. And if he shows up, it's going to be in this matchup for sure. And Cody, he's going to go down in flying colors. He's getting screwed. He's getting fucking screwed. And maybe even Punk will rush the ring. Like, I can easily see things breaking down in absolute chaos like it did last year. Of course, that was bloodline rules and it was legal. All it takes is a ref bump. Who cares? Let this thing break down in chaos at the end. I could see Punk rushing out there. I could see Roman rushing out there. I could see absolute chaos in the midst of this WWE title matchup. But in the end, the closing moments of WrestleMania, I do think will be John Cena's WWE champion. And 3 weeks from now, I think we'll be talking about Cena and Orton at Backlash. And then we could be talking about Cena and Punk this summer. Whatever it's going to be. Cena and Cody in a rematch. Cody going after the belt. Whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a hell of a reign while we have it. But I do think that John Cena wins this championship. I just saw Awesome Bros. I need Stone Cold to do what he should have done last year. I mean, listen, if Cody's going to retain the title, that's a hell of a way to do it. Rock out there and Stone Cold comes for the save. Fuck. I'll get on stream and smash 2 beers and ruin all my electronics here. Listen, I absolutely think there's a world where Cody retains, and I'm all for it. I love Cody Rhodes. Dude's, Triple H just said it in a podcast or an interview, whatever he did. People can say whatever they want about Cody Rhodes, on the internet. But when there's 10,000 people in an arena screaming, whoa, and his merch is selling out, different story. Cody's, peak popularity, top of the world right now. He retains the title. I'm all for it. But at some point this year, Cena's got to win the title. He's got to be number 17, right? It's got to happen at WrestleMania, in my opinion. Cena, one way or another, through some chaos and collusion, defeats Cody Rhodes. Let's catch up with the chat here. I believe what you're saying about Elimination Chamber. Triple H had the Cena heel turn plan pitched in January is what I saw in a clip. Yeah, I saw that too. I want to watch the full interviewer podcast, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Bring 17 home, my king. It has to be Cena. Art says Cody. I choose Cena. Winning his 17th. G. Lee says Cena. Would be a bigger deal, but if Cody wins, Randy has to turn heel for Backlash. Could be in it. Yeah, that could be an interesting route, dude. Cody retains, and then Orton ends up selling his soul. He doesn't have to sell his soul, but I think no matter who wins this, I don't care if it's Cody or Cena, Orton's definitely going to be waiting for him at Backlash. I mean, it just makes sense. Plus, they already teased Orton going after that belt in the promo with Cody 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. I think 3 weeks ago when they were in Europe. I just have no clue what happens to Cena. What happens to Cena after a loss to Cody? Listen, that's another thing. Cena failing to win the title could piss off The Rock, and that could be, the next chapter in their story. Maybe Cena and Rock want to run it back for a freaking third time, dude. Maybe they want to go for the rubber match. I don't know. Hell, they could be going for the rubber match in MetLife Stadium at SummerSlam, where the home of their second match took place at WrestleMania 29. That's a far-fetched idea, but anything's on the table. Everything's super unpredictable right now. Cena has to win and have Cody get the title back on night 2 SummerSlam. James Reeder, no problem. I can't wait for Spring Stampede. Well, Spring Stampede already happened. It's up for channel members this past Saturday. You do have to be a channel member to watch it. But you can sign up and immediately watch it because it just happened this past Saturday. I still need an explanation on what The Rock has to do with anything because we still haven't got one. We know why Cena turned, but not why he sold his soul to the devil. That is true. We have not seen The Rock since the Elimination Chamber, and although Cena has explained his heel turn, he hasn't necessarily explained why he sold his soul to The Rock specifically. Not to mention Cena versus Orton, Cena versus Punk, Cena versus Rock would be the perfect farewell tour. Absolutely. And I hope Cena mixes it up with some of the younger guys too. Braun, Dominic, Mello. I mean, throw whoever else you want in there, but I mean, listen, we haven't got much of Cena this year so far. We got him at Rumble, Chamber, Mania, 4 Rolls. So really, most of his dates, we're gonna start seeing. We're gonna see Cena a lot more. He's already signed for Backlash. I believe they just added him to the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania, advertising him. So the majority of his farewell tour is about to kick off. So it kind of makes sense that he's going to be doing that as the WWE champion. Agreed, Cena doesn't win clean. Oh yeah, definitely. If Cena wins this, it's not going to be he just overcame the odds. Like he's heel Cena for a reason. He's going to do this. He's going to smash, Cody Rhodes in the face with some brass knucks or something like that. And there's going to be some collusion. I already read that. Listen, dude, I loved how WrestleMania went off last year, but that's one guy who I've never seen in person was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was waiting for that glass to shatter. It didn't happen. The Undertaker gong hit. I still lost my fucking mind. But, it's been, 3 years since we've seen Stone Cold make an appearance in a WWE ring? If anybody's taking a stunner, The Rock and John Cena are right there. So, I mean, just makes sense. In my opinion, I think WrestleMania 40 build-up was so much better than this year. I agree. Cody can still lose with Stone Cold's help. The Rock can take out Austin, or take Austin out of it as they brawl to stage. That's true. Austin can make an appearance, and still it's not enough, which would be pretty crazy. Honestly, I'm not really excited. I'm excited, but I'm not so looking forward to WrestleMania 41. The build-ups haven't been great. Yeah, I mean, the build could have easily been better. I think the card, though, still has ended up good, and I think we're in for a hell of a weekend. What is this guy, Grayson, saying in here? I love to see a big man playing wrestling video games. Could you wrestle me? Mortis FM, After Dark, After Hours. That's where that goes down. I'm still going to watch it. I'm mostly excited to see the triple threat, Punk, Seth, and Roman. Absolutely. The rest in a lifetime. If Cody wins, then I feel that heel Cena will only last a couple of months. I think heel Cena is only going to last a couple of months anyway. Like, I think by the time we get through SummerSlam, if he's not, I don't think he'll be back to babyface already, but by then, I think we'll start seeing, all right, this is what's probably going to happen. This is where he's going to start leading into being a babyface again. And by the time he has his last match, I think he'll go into that as babyface. But it's going to be a hell of a ride till then. I got my dates mixed up. No problem. The brass knucks shuffle. Dude, give it to me. Yeah, man. So ultimately, I'm going John Cena. And I believe that is the entire WrestleMania card. We got through it in 2 hours. Jesus. Oh, 2 hours and we haven't even started playing 2K yet? My goodness. Alright, well. We've picked all of the WrestleMania matches. We've adjusted our hat about 6 times because it just slides up my head. In case you guys forgot, we were also here to play some MyGM as well. We're probably not going to play too much, but we'll play a couple of weeks. SP in the chat. If you lose to Cody, then he's faced before SummerSlam. If he wins, then he's faced after Survivor Series. Yeah, if he loses, I don't think he'll be heel that much longer. JKR, MyGM, let's go. Yeah, we're here for MyGM as well. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't even know where we left off. We were streaming on Sunday, and I just felt the congestion and the allergies just smacking me right in the face, and I just felt myself just cradling down. I was like, the energies, my essence So I pulled the plug on the stream like an hour earlier than I wanted to. I'm still kind of a little stuffy today. And feeling just like dry, if that makes sense. But we'll feel a lot better today. Yeah, I'm feeling better today. Appreciate you guys. Dude, let me tell you. Was it Sunday night? I think it was Sunday night. Dude, got some NyQuil down the hatch. It was the best sleep I had in months. Best sleep I had in months. Did it again last night. And I'm going to do it again tonight. Not abusing it. You know, it's for the allergies. There's freaking pollen everywhere. April showers bringing all this pollen on the ground. I can't breathe out there. But yes, I'm feeling better. Thank you guys very much. So basically, I started saying that because I don't even remember what we had going on. Evidently, we promised Shotzi that our next fight would be against Rhea Ripley, or wouldn't be against Rhea Ripley. Let me read that right. Does anybody remember what we're booking here? As a pharmacist, I got to recommend you use the NyQuil 3 days on, 1 day off. Future pharmacist. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This guy comes in here with the facts. Shout out Human Shield. Well, so we've used it for 2 nights. We're going to use it tonight, and then you're saying take off tomorrow. Will do. All right. Undertaker, Rhea, Zoe, KO. Have you finished My Rise and Showcase? I have not played My Rise since the one stream I did. I hate My Rise, and I haven't played Showcase at all, I'll be honest. It's MyGM and Universe mode. Those are my modes. Nobody injured at the given moment? I'm shocked. I'm shocked, honestly. Got any power cards? A trip to the underground. 1 randomly booked underground match on your show will receive a higher rating than normal. Remind me to book an underground match. Remind me to book an underground match. Next stream, tell us if Human Shield is right. I'll be like, dude, I did it 3 days on, 1 day off, and all my allergies are through the roof. That's not the only. I've been back on the Zyrtec, which I used to take a lot when I was like 10, 11, 12. Been trying to get that. I've been doing everything. Not just the last few days, but the last couple of weeks. I just constantly was waking up stuffy and shit. I've been doing everything that I was doing back when I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, and my allergies and asthma were just beating the shit out of me. I got a humidifier. I'm back on the Zyrtec. I got a pussy immune system is what I'm saying, but it don't get rid of the allergies, but it helps not get dependent on NyQuil. True. Been taking this like oregano something oil as well. That'll clear you out in 5 seconds. Burns like hell, but it'll clear you out in 5 seconds. All right. Undertaker's stamina extremely low. I believe his feud with Karrion Kross finished. So what we'll do here is we'll do a call-out promo. Somebody's going to call out The Undertaker, and it's going to be his next challenger. The question is, who's it going to be? Undertaker is a babyface, obviously. Not that that necessarily rules out having great matches and feuds, because we had Sheamus and Kevin Owens feuding, and they had a great feud, and they're both babyfaces. What? They're both babyfaces? I could have swore I turned one of them heel. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Shawn Spears. We're going to do Undertaker and Shawn Spears. I was going to say like maybe Solo or Jacob Fatu. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Fatu or Solo to meet the Undertaker. What are we thinking here? Let's go. I already know you guys are gonna say Fatu, so I'm just gonna like why did I even ask? Jacob Fatu is gonna call out the Undertaker. We need to book an underground match this week. All right, who's not beat up enough? Zoe Stark could probably handle an underground match, and Shotzi, and she has a feud going with Shotzi, and Shotzi wants to wrestle somebody other than Rhea Ripley. So what we'll do here is fuck it, we'll give him the main event. I feel like that makes sense. Underground, Zoe, Shotzi, boom. And we got the power card on this bitch. It's gonna be like 5 stars. Fraxium versus Wesley and Obafemi. We're starting a new feud because Fraxium and AOP hasn't been doing anything for us, so boom. Kevin Owens. We'll put him against Shawn Spears for the North American Championship, and then we will go Tiffany Stratton. I believe we just gotten a trade. I forget who we traded for her. We'll put her against Tatum Paxley here. And we'll also do a call-out promo. Actually, we won't. We'll do a advertising promo with old Jada Parker here. And we'll do another advertising promo with Razor. How about that? Also, if you use the... Dude, I don't even know how to pronounce what you just said. But you're telling me it's good for the gains. So... Can you spell that out for me in smaller brain terms? All right. Week 16 in Des Moines, Iowa. How many weeks do you have Taker for? We had a power card, so we got him for good. We don't have to. He's not on like a weekly contract or something. I forget what it was, like a mortal card or something. We signed him for free, not paying him shit, and he's here for the long haul, working for free for the love of the game. All right. Week 16, we're in Des Moines, Iowa. One half of the tag team champions, Tatum Paxley, taking on Tiffany Stratton. And after we just praised Tiffany for half the stream, Tatum Paxley puts down Stratton on our NXT return. We had her at one point, and then I think we just got her back in a trade on last stream. Jada Parker getting us $1,000. Thank you for your sacrifice. Kevin Owens versus Shawn Spears for the North American Championship. Did not notice how low Shawn Spears' stamina was, so hopefully he does not get hurt. He does not. Kevin Owens retains the title, though, and starts a new feud. 2-star mediocre matchup. Razor gets us $4,200. He got us more money than Jada Parker did. Fraxium taking on Wesley and Obafemi. The tag team titles are on the line. Will there be an upset? Will there be new champions? The winners, Fraxium, retain the championships. Man, 2-star mediocre matches, just the theme of NXT this week, huh? Jacob Fatu kicking off his feud with The Undertaker. And Zoe Stark takes on Shotzi. Underground matchup for the North American Championship. The winner, Zoe Stark, retains the title. 5-star legendary matchup. Let's get my mug off the screen for a second. Boom. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. New rivalry created. Well, they already kind of had one going, I think, with the tag team and stuff, but it's fine. The injuries haven't been bad this season. Knock on wood. Yeah, knock on wood. I think we've had a couple, but nothing too detrimental like Season 2. Angel Garza, currently the WWE champion on SmackDown, in case anybody was wondering. Monday Night Raw. Well, they got Andrade as the world champion. I'll take it. I would, but I don't want to bore you. Well, I'm kind of... Also, if you use the something for an extremely long time, you can get weight gain. Good for the game. I'm kind of interested, so, like, feel free to drop that knowledge. You don't need more... You don't need any more Ilya Dragunov situations. Bro was running me dry. All right. Got some money. Got some fans. We need more fans. But, you know. Raw lost 2,000 fans, suckers. Got a power card, nice. Still in third. Look at our emo. Look at our emo baddies. on top of our brand, Undertaker and Rhea Ripley, dude. 2 peas in a pod. 3 weeks till Survivor Series. We'll go to Survivor. We'll go up to Survivor Series and like the trades after on the stream. That's what we'll do. Akam, I've had enough crap. Working at NXT has been a complete joke. Yeah, Akam, I'm not paying you. I'll $100,000, brother. Best of luck in your future endeavors. I'll just release Razor as well, and we'll just sign somebody new. Shotzi's getting pissed because she keeps losing. Step it up. All right, Akam, we just sent him for a walk. Razor, you're going too. Look what you did, Akam. You got both yourself and Razor fired. All right. Talent scouts. Let's see who's available. Damian Priest, Omos, Chad Gable, Alba Fire. Let's do another searchy search here. It added Kiana James, excuse me, and Kit Wilson to the brand. We got 2 more talent scouts. Let's just use them. Added Cedric, Giovanni Vinci, who seemingly always pops up, Lexus King, and Cedric Alexander. Or, excuse me, Cedric and Pete Dunne. Man, Nick Aldis is really smoking crack if Angel Garza have lost Garza as the undisputed champion. Ridiculous. They match the black and silver colors of NXT. Dude, Taker and Rhea, literally, our aesthetic is unmatched. Our aesthetic on NXT is unmatched. El Grande Americano, a.k.a. Chad Gable. We have not had Chad Gable. We've had Pete Dunne. We've had Alba Fire. We've had Damian Priest. Well, you know what? Let's pick up Chad Gable. I don't know how much we're gonna do with him, but he'll be a nice body. You know what? How much money we got? We'll give him $82,000 for the extra for 6 weeks. We'll do that. And I'll start booking here, but maybe we'll come back and get somebody else too. Shotzi wants to win her next matchup. Don't I have a power card for that? Fix the match. Where's Shotzi? Perfect. Perfect. Oh wait, hold on. We're doing science here. MyGM goes on hold. The stuff is just a drug class of NyQuil. Allergies happen because of a antigen, which would be pollen in this case. Binds to the histamine receptor, causing a reaction. Okay, I read what you said. Interesting. Okay, wait, there's more. So you give an enzyme to compete the receptor, which helps the allergies to clear up. Sorry, wouldn't let me fit that in all my message. No problem. Awesome for a sake. I'm gonna act like I understood that. I'm gonna do my best to absorb that knowledge as well. I'm gonna do my best. All right. No, I don't want to leave MyGM. All right. So, Undertaker, who still only has a stamina of 39, but fuck it, we ball. Takes on Jacob Fatu. The NXT Championship will be on the line. We're going to go tag team tables matchup here for the belts. We're going another tag team matchup. Perfecto Americano. Easy booking. Easy booking. And then we're going to go Fatal 4-Way. Kevin Owens, Chad Gable, Owens' new rivalry, and Shawn Spears. And we'll throw... Heel, babyface. Cross is a babyface? When did he turn babyface? I don't remember that. We'll throw Cross in here. Stratton calls out Rhea. I think we ran that rivalry on last season too, but this is what it is. Boom. Easy. Easy. We're in Vancouver, Canada. Oh, gotta do something with Solo now that his tag team partner's going after the world title. Do you think Rhea Ripley is overrated? No. Properly rated. Properly deserved praise, in my opinion. Maybe when I believe Nick Aldis had Cross. Did he? I don't remember. Fraxium taking on Wesley and Chad Gable. Wesley and Obafemi. Wesley and Obafemi win the tag team titles. They upped the ante this week. 2.5-star OK matchup. And Obafemi did not get injured. Thank the Lord. Dakota Kai advertising promo. Zoe Stark and Scarlett versus Shotzi and Tatum Paxley. The tag team championships are on the line. The winners. And still, They got Stark and Scarlett's number. It looks like Zoe Stark is out for 3 weeks. Could be worse. Could be worse than 3 weeks. That's fine. That's fine. Shotzi and Tatum Paxley retain the tag team titles. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley promo. We're going to ourselves a fatal 4-way matchup here for the North American Championship. Kevin Owens, Chad Gable, Shawn Spears, Karrion Kross. The winners. Kevin Owens retains the championship. Growing some rivalries. Shawn Spears out for 5 weeks. Fuck. Well, looks like Owens and Spears rivalry is 6 feet under. Is what it is. All right. Jacob Fatu versus The Undertaker. Get a looky. This is what the people came to see. This is what the people came to see. Who's taking the NXT Championship home from Vancouver, Canada? The winner, The Undertaker. 3.5 star. Great matchup. The dead man retains the title. Feud's just getting started. Feud's just getting started. Who cares about SmackDown? I didn't knock the wood good enough, it seems. I'm giving Obafemi a push currently in MyGM as he's going for the World Heavyweight title. Nice. Poor opening. It's a solid opener on paper. Fraxium versus Wesley and Obafemi. Give me a break. 2 injuries, but you know, what can you do? Signed Chad Gable, so we got some extra legs. Plus 4,000 fans. Love to see it. SmackDown lost 4,000 fans. Raw gained 14,000 fans. All right, pieces of shit. Will we ever make it out of 3rd place purgatory? Who knows? 2 weeks till Survivor Series. Obafemi wants $44,000. Well, he just won a belt, so I think we're going to have to give that to him. Is what it is. Axiom put me in a match with Wes Lee. Well, you guys did kind of just start a feud, so sure. I haven't had any matches in a while. Solo wants to wrestle. No problem, Solo. No problem. It's a crime that Fraxium doesn't have a locked-in match for Stand and Deliver this year. Dude, I don't watch NXT on a week-to-week basis, but what even is like on Stand and Deliver this year? It just seems like there's about like some multi-person matches, and it all just seems thrown together. Like I don't even know what's going on down there right now. Seems like they don't know what they're doing either. Man, I'm pretty sure there was an injury rehab thing in here last week. I should have bought it. Coast to coast, take that. A GM interference booked this show. Provide an additional +2 show bonus and be free to book this week. Oh wait, that's honestly, I should have read that first. That's not what I thought Coast to Coast was. Okay, we're not going to use that. At least not right now. Schedule a run-in. Promise Souls to go a match. There's the allergies. Alright. Next up. Alright, what are we going to do here? Stamina 28, bro. I'm about to send Undertaker to the Hell Spa, dude. That's the one I should have bought. We're going to buy it. They'll be busy and only, yeah, I need the Undertaker to be healthy. Oh, but Femi's so low. Ugh. And I know freaking you can't rule out a run-in for injuries. So we'll just go Wesley and Axiom one-on-one here. We'll go Rhea and Tiffany for the belt. In the main event. Shawn Spears is out with injuries. Sheamus and Solo. We started that in a promo last week. So guess what? That's what we're running this week. And, boy, oh boy. Chad Gable versus... Oh, they technically started a rivalry because they were in a multi-man match last week. All right. Schedule a run-in this week. Run-in. Run-in. There you go. All right. Boom. Boom. Oba versus Trick versus Javon. Proxy versus team to be named tonight. Ricky Starks versus... Oh, yeah, I did see that four-way. Wesley, or Julia. I mean... Oh, excuse me. I'm sure it's going to end up being a good show, but... Feels like it's almost thrown together. When are you adding more behind-the-scenes stuff for members? Dude, I'll be honest. I keep falling short. I keep slacking on that. I got something written on my whiteboard, and I want to do, like, more Q&A stuff with the channel members that, like, only you guys have access to. So, I'm going to try to work on that. I got to try to work on that. Axiom picks up the victory, and of course it was a mediocre matchup. Of course it was. Jacob Fatu promo. Gable Cross. Karrion Cross picks up the victory. 2.5 star okay matchup. Not bad. Tatum Paxley. Owens. Sheamu. Solo. For the North American Championship. The winner. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. Kevin Owens retains the North American Championship. Jada Parker gets us some fans. Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton main eventing for the belt. Just like in Universe mode. Rhea Ripley. 3.5 star great matchup, and once again they are off to the races with a rivalry. James Reeder. I have so much respect for you. The Universe Mode series, you have to keep track of your rivalries, make an episode each week, then edit it, and I know that takes forever, so big props to you. Yeah, man, it's a lot, but I love the grind. I love the grind, so I appreciate it. You know, as long as you guys are enjoying it, I'm going to keep plugging away. What the fuck? When did it get windy outside, bro? The fuck's this weather? Is there going to be a storm or something? Windy... And then it clears up. Sorry, I just looked outside and it's like that, like, cloudy, but the sun's peeking through, but then there's like a little bit of like yellow. Let's just make sure it's not gonna be a fucking tornado. Oh no, there's the sun. Oh, there's the blue sky. Oh, it's just this cloud. And it's really windy. Hopefully no trees fall on the house. Why is it so windy? I live in New Jersey. Enough. Tired of this shit, dude. I'm about to die on stream, dude. Nonetheless. What are we talking about? We're just having a good time. You guys having a good time? Yo, if it hit spam 1 in the chat if you guys are having a good night. We've been on here 2 hours. We've got 20 some people watching. Be sure to hit the like. Spam 1 in the chat if you're having a good time. Poor opening. Piss off! The wind almost blew me away. The walk from school to my truck. Dude, I swear, you know when you get, like, the wind emoji in the weather app? That clearly means it's gonna be more windy than usual. I swear I've barely ever seen that in my 26 years of living in the state of New Jersey. But I feel like I've been seeing it more and more recently. And it's not... You know, Tornado Alley out there, but it's clearly windy. And this tree looks like it, I mean, it looked like it was going to fall before anyway. But, I mean, if it falls, it's not going to fall on the house. It might hit the garage. So, like, I won't die. But we will hear a loud thud on stream if that shit falls. Hopefully it doesn't, because that would suck. What are we talking about? What are we doing? It's in the 50s for you. Dude, you know what I need to go? We're just talking about, you know, Tornado Alley, but I need to go to... I'm dying to move to Florida. Dying. I've been to Florida a handful of times, so much to the point where I live in New Jersey, but I have the Orlando weather. All I got it's on my phone and it's staying there. Sunny, 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 cloudy, cloudy, partly sunny, 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 sunny. Why am I here? That's what I say to myself. Power card. Let's go. Still in third. You know, talk about for the love of the game. We play MyGM for the love of the game. Not because we're winning. Kevin Owens wants 86K. Yeah, I think we got to give it to him. People drive like idiots. I imagine. I've only ever been to Disney World, so I haven't been off Disney World property in Florida. But I can imagine that everybody drives like assholes. But I'm kind of used to that. You see where, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, they all have the same rep for terrible driving. Now the sun's starting to come out. Where the fuck have you been? Nathan Frazier, he attacked me, or Wes Lee got attacked by Nathan Frazier. Yeah, they want to wrestle. Yeah, it's kind of how rivalries work. Alright, so it's go home week to Survivor Series. I believe we have a power card. Special promotion. Let's use that. Gonna use that. JJ, what's up? Holy, I'm late. Just by a couple minutes. For a second I was like, what's that noise? But it's like it must be a motorcycle way back there. You're booking crap shows, yet you're in first. Yeah, facts, dude. Talk to him. Talk to him. All right. It's go home week, which means it's basically pay-per-view week. Which means we're going to go all out and people are going to get hurt. But what have we said multiple times in this stream? Fuck it, we ball. Kevin Owens, 17 stamina. This dude's going to be laying up in a hospital bed tonight. Or he won't, and he'll just get super lucky, but, Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Tornado tag. Zoe's still injured, right? So we'll just go... We'll just go Gable and Cross here. And then, call-out promo. Scarlett's calling out Tatum Paxley. Keep that feud going. Shotzi's going to do some charity. Dakota's going to do some charity. And Jada is going to advertise for us. All right. All right. Charlotte, North Carolina. Gotta use that Liv Morgan mentality while booking a card. You gotta, while doing this, because we know we're gonna lose, right? But we could at least put on a good effort, is what I'm saying here. Chad Gable versus Karrion Kross. Keeping that rivalry going. Also making sure we're good out there. Yeah, we're good. It's, like the sun. I see the sun. Just come out fully, please. Karrion Kross wins a 3-star good matchup. Hot way to start the show. I definitely don't think we get a poor opening this week. Fraxium versus Wesley and Obafemi. This is a Tornado tag team matchup for the tag team titles. The winners. Fraxium take back the gold. Axiom injured for 7 weeks. Obafemi injured for 2 weeks. Rivalry complete. What is this? What is this? 3.5-star injury. Why? Why have they forsaken me? Welcome back, Freddy. Back just in time to watch Axiom go down for like most of the rest of the season. And Obafemi's out for 2 weeks too. What's going on, Kyron? Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton. Women's title. The winners. Or the winner. Rhea Ripley. 4-star amazing matchup. Rivalry grows. Very nice. Owens, who will most definitely get hurt here. Sheamus and Solo. North American title. Tables matchup. The winner. Kevin Owens. I spoiled it. Sorry, I said it early. Kevin Owens retains the title. 3.5-star. Great matchup. Rivalry grows between Solo and Sheamus. And nobody got hurt. Shocking. Shocking. Alright. Undertaker. Jacob Fatu. Extreme Rules matchup for the NXT Championship. And here we go. The winner. The Undertaker. 4.5-star classic. Grows the rivalry. Retains the title. Hell of a week. Outside of Axiom and Obafemi getting hurt. Hell of a week. I think the lowest we got was a 3-star. Oh yeah, dude, I'm definitely tuning into Friday Night SmackDown to watch Josh Briggs versus Berto and Wolfgang versus Ora Mensa. Get the fuck out of here. Monday Night Raw, JC Jane and Ivy Nile, Bronson Reed and Scott Hall, and Kane and X-G. What is this? Poor opening? That's the one thing I said we weren't gonna get. It was 3 stars. Oh, but, well, the mid-card outweighed. It outperformed the opener. Oh, so you mean we had a gradual build to the main event, like real wrestling normally does? This game's bullshit, dude. I would never play SmackDown vs. Raw 06, 07, or 08, and then go to WWE.com and the reports would say, you had a poor opening this week. Shit. This game sucks. We got 55,000 fans. I don't know if that'll be enough to move us out of 3rd place, but we'll see. Not enough. Raw has over 4 million fans. Adam Pearce is almost there. At 3 million. And 9,000. And we're at 3.6. So, there you go. Survivor Series. Jacob Fatu wants money. 62K. Solo wants money as well. 62K. We only have 100. Oh, shit. I feel, well, we got to give Jacob his money, right? And Solo. I don't know. We'll have to work something out. Solo. Nick Aldis talking shit, not reading that. Kevin Owens wants 2 weeks off. Need him. He has stamina too, so it kind of makes sense. Show Logistics. $50,000 just to buy Survivor Series. I shouldn't have to buy Survivor Series every year. Just saying. Or every season. But hey, to each their own. Alright, well, we have a super low budget. What's our... whatever. Opener. Triple threat for the women. We'll throw Stratton in there. She's not that bad in terms of injuries. We'll roll the dice with Taker and Fatu. And then, who's going to lose in the main event? Because we know they're going to lose. Let's put our... Chad Gable? Let's put Chad Gable in there. El Grande Americano going to take it home for NXT. Survivor Series in Old Springfield, Illinois. Tiffany Stratton is representing NXT. Mi Chin. I should have put my North American champion in here, but I believe that's Zoe Stark and she's hurt. Mi Chin representing SmackDown. JC Jane representing Raw. Guys, do we really think we're going to win this? These are interpromotional matches. We never win these. We always get our ass kicked. We know how this is going to go. So let's just watch and witness it happen. Alright, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Not only did Raw have JC Jane get injured, good, screw you, Adam Pearce. Tiffany Stratton, Wanda, damn, this is why we were hyping up Tiffy time earlier in this stream. What time is it? It's Tiffy time! It's Tiffy time! Let's go. Taker and Fatu, somebody's getting hurt. Hopefully not. Jacob Fatu hurt for 2 weeks, okay. Jacob Fatu injured for 2 weeks. Undertaker retains the title. 4-star amazing matchup. I'll take it. I mean, the injury sucks, but it's only 2 weeks. I'll catch up with chat in 1 second here. The only person I can take down Valhalla first. I know, for real. Of course, Raw has a 5-star legendary matchup. Of course they do. All right. Raw has got Kane representing them. SmackDown's got Gunther. And we got Chad Gable. El Grande Americano. Here we go. Here we go. Are we going to bring it 2 for 2? 2 for 2? No. Okay. You know, Randy Orton's been holding it down for Raw and most PLEs. So surprised to see Kane, the big red nutsack, in here. It is what it is. It's what it is. 100,000 fans. I'm sure Raw and SmackDown got way more than that. SmackDown got about the same thing. Raw got way more. We're still in third place. Ha 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 ha! I love this game. We'll do these trades in a second. I finally completed my 340-day Minecraft Jurassic Park build. Let's go. Chad Gable is going to sue you for slander. This is a big question. Can we have some universe mode hints of pay-per-view dates or pay-per-views after SummerSlam and when Great Balls is? I don't know when Great Balls of Fire is going to happen. No dates to announce at the current moment. Nonetheless, you guys know how we do these MyGM trades. We don't offer. We listen. Who's going to propose us a trade? SmackDown proposes Josh Briggs and Nikita Lyons for Obafemi, Dakota Kai, and $86,000. I don't even think I need to ask you, chat. I know Obafemi's out currently for another week, and we haven't done much with Dakota Kai. $86,000 is $86,000. But talent-wise, I don't think this is even. Josh Briggs and Nikita Lyons. Chat, what do we think? I think we all know how this goes. Stupido trade. Nick Aldis offering El Grande a stupido trade. Decline that bitch. Raw offers Bronson Reed and an injured JC Jane for Obafemi. See, it's the money. Why does everybody try to take my money? For Obafemi, Jada Parker, and $41,000. I like Bronson Reed. We had him, I believe, last season. So I wouldn't mind the swap of him and Obafemi. But why you gotta take $41,000? You don't... I don't care about who trade value. What do you guys think? This one's better, but still no. He's high on the same stuff as Jeff Hardy, Riddle, and RVD. Facts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this one's tickling my fancy either. I don't think this one's doing it for me. They're trying to rob you. Yeah, they're trying to steal my money. I don't like it. I don't like it. You got a counter offer? No counter offer? All right. Jada Parker, or her time has come to an end anyway, and 12K, honestly, no. Dakota Kai, 47K. We haven't done anything with Dakota Kai. We could just sign somebody else for 47K. A lot of people's final week at NXT. Undertaker looks like he's about to ask for some matches off, for some weeks off. Take some rest, dead man. Your old brittle bones need it. All promos cost 75% less. Table, submission, and Hell in a Cell matches. Grant, okay. I like that. I like that. How would you have booked all 14 matches at WrestleMania 41? Like, what matches would you have done instead of IRL? Oh, dude, that I can't answer that right now. I mean, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. We already ran down the entire Mania 41 card. And I have no idea what I would have done differently. That's something I need to sit down and think about for a while. But I appreciate the question. I do. Let's go big webcam. What? Where's the big one at? Boom. Boom. Got some pepper hanging out. All right. Hell of a stream. Hell of a stream. Any last second thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Get them in now. Any new memberships? Get them in. Get them in now. Hit the join button down below. New memberships. That'd be sick. Can we have what PLEs we're getting after SummerSlam? Not yet. Not yet. But this is a hell of a stream. 2.5 hours. Ran down WrestleMania 41. Did our predictions. Did a couple weeks on MyGM. Favorite pizza topping? Freaking plain, dude. No, honestly, dude, I like a nice little Italian sausage, dude. I do like a little sausage on some pizza, but I'm a plain guy. I don't need anything on there. Great Balls of Fire. Oh my goodness. Cheese pizza crazy. Yeah, fucking goes crazy, dude. I'm hungry, dude. Honestly, I'll probably wait till this weekend. I'll order some for Mania. Get Chris Benoit in universe mode. I mean, listen, if we were playing SmackDown vs. Raw 06 or 07, I wouldn't shy away from using them. Some people, they won't use them. Well, we had this discussion a few streams ago. I can separate life and like nuance. So if we were playing one of the old games, I'd have no problem using them. That's just me. Yeah, dude, some pizza this weekend, though. It's gonna hit different, dude. I won't do it both nights. But either Saturday or Sunday, dude. I'm ordering some. I miss Ilya Dragunov. Me too, dude. I'm hoping he's low-key good to go. And I'm hoping he returns on the Raw after WrestleMania. When did he go down with injury? September, I want to say. So, I mean, for some kind of knee injury, I don't know if it was ACL, MCL, meniscus, freaking something I don't know about, but I mean, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, I mean, it's been about 7 months, let's say. All right. Hell of a stream tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody who stopped by. Honestly, there's too many different people in here to name them all, but special thanks to G. Lee for dropping the super chat earlier. Special thanks to Zebra's Extra Games for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you guys. A little bit extra for that support. You guys know it goes a long way. You guys want to become a channel member, gain access to all the Universe Mode special live events. There's already, the one just dropped this past weekend. The next one's on the 31st of May. And then there's going to be another one pretty soon after that. So hit the join button down below. Become a channel member. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, by the way, if anybody was wondering, I figured out why there's no gifted memberships. This has been a topic of discussion. Our boy Sean, he wasn't in here today, but he was asking why we don't have any gifted memberships. YouTube finally got back to me via email and said because I don't have a channel membership level that is $5 or below, I don't have gifted memberships. I guess you need one of those levels to have gifted memberships. My memberships are $5.99, and I'm not going to start confusing people with a smaller tier, because then people are going to be like, oh, well, I got, the $1.99 membership. Why don't I have access to, universe mode and stuff, and then I'm gonna have to explain it. It's gonna be a whole thing. So I guess, unfortunately, we're just not gonna have gifted memberships here on the channel. So if you want to become a channel member, you have to do it your damn self. Alright? So hit that join button down below and become a channel member, dude. See you next Tuesday. We might stream on Thursday. I don't know yet. Obviously, it's gonna be a busy weekend with like WrestleMania and stuff. Plus, I got videos and whatnot to work on, so I don't know if we'll stream again this week. But if we do, it'll probably be on Thursday. If not, then yeah, definitely next Tuesday. But just stay tuned to the channel and the social media and all that stuff. No Jack Cut today. I know. Piece of shit. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody stopping by today. It's been a hell of a stream. Appreciate the love, appreciate the conversation, and I will see you guys universe mode on Thursday. A stream will either be Thursday or we'll be back next Tuesday. God bless you, James Reader. Appreciate you. Everybody, if you celebrate, everybody have a good Easter Sunday. Everybody have a good Easter Sunday. That's all I got. Love you guys. See you guys soon. Enjoy WrestleMania. Peace.